Hey everybody, welcome back to my campaign for Alien RPG. This is AvPvE Session 4, The Next Move. Our PCs are going to encounter some things they've never encountered before, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see how they do with all this. Please subscribe for more Alien RPG content. Please like the video. Please comment below. All these things help the metrics and help push this video out there for more people that love this RPG as much as I do. Thanks so much, guys, and here we begin. So, let me hit this. Just need to F11 my screen. Alright, very good. So, where we left off, Jesse, did you get a chance to review any of the YouTube videos?
The first. I did not have a chance to finish the second.
Alright, so quick recap then. The second one, you guys flew down to GBH 45, ran into 3WE. A 3WE frigate met you, took possession of the lady in the cryo crate, and then you guys ran home to Arcturus, where you were met by a colonial marshal and several Marines who took you back up to the colonial rig. You guys landed in one of the Kavas buildings, which is down here, and they took you all the way up there in an APC where you guys were debriefed by the marshal, an FBI agent named McCarthy, who was very concerned that you guys were commies, as well as a low-level colony manager from here on Arcturus, and then a higher-level colonial admin guy. Like I said, they debriefed you. They went on board your ship. They took all the data, all the information, everything, left you nothing, and then they canceled your contract. As you guys were coming back home to discuss what to do next, an Arcturan roughneck in the Kavas where your ship was landed handed you the mysterious note handout, which asked you if you needed a job and told you where to come at what time, 10 p.m. I believe it was, U.S. Earth Standard. So you guys head down there for your meeting. While you were there, you realized you were being followed. Dwayne and Max kind of tried to head that guy off, but he got away. While the rest of you guys continued towards the meeting. Of course, that probably didn't take more than 60 seconds, so it wouldn't be much for Max and Dwayne to catch up. If you guys continue to your meeting, these Arcturan dwellings are literally carved right out of the rock. The paths and the streets that you walk on are carved down in, and the dwellings are actually carved right out of the rock of the butte itself. Following the map brings you to a quieter street. There's no vendors here. It's a more, shall we say, basic residential area, and it brings you to an Arcturan home with a pretty standard door.
So are Max and who was with me?
Dwayne.
Dwayne. Oh yeah. Have we joined up with the group yet?
Yeah, I mean that whole affair of you guys chasing down the guy who was following you probably didn't take more than 60 seconds before he got away. So it wouldn't be any big deal for you guys to catch up pretty quickly. Have you all together?
You could almost say he was gone in 60 seconds.
Oh man,
there it was.
I gotta go.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So we're at a door.
Yep.
Knock on the door.
All right. After a moment, the door swings inward very slightly, and a face pops out. She's Arcturan. She's, like all the Arcturans, she's thin. Her facial structure is very apparent. She has very little hair, and she's wearing pretty standard Arcturan dress. When her eyes glance over the 6 of you, she smiles in a friendly way and says in her strange accent, but in English, yes, you're expected. Please come in. And she stands back while she swings her door open in widely. Doors on Arcturan homes are a relatively new thing. Prior to human beings coming to Arcturus, the Arcturans didn't have doors on their homes. I guess with civilization comes the need for privacy, I suppose.
Okay, I step in first.
Yeah. Inside is a relatively plain room, large enough to accommodate the whole group. There's a large table sitting in the middle, and the table itself is actually carved out of the rock. So it's like this entire room has been hollowed out from the inside, leaving the table. It's really impressive when you consider the forethought that went into carving a table out of the rock that they're removing from the inside of the house. Off to the left is a small, what you would probably define as a kitchen area. You see some modern human conveniences, a coffee pot, what is probably a small refrigerator, that type of thing, and a hot plate. She motions to chairs around the table and says, please, make yourself at home. Can I get you something?
Oh, I say no, thank you. But I make myself comfortable in one of the seats.
As comfortable as you can in a
Yeah.
hard chair at a stone table. She looks at all the rest of you. Water, coffee, mushroom wine.
I will try mushroom wine.
That sounds awful.
All right. She runs over to the kitchen area, and she reaches into the refrigerator, and she's pouring something out of a ceramic flask into a cup, and anyone else who wanted water or coffee or anything, she gets those all together. She brings them back to the table, hands Vickers his mushroom wine. The mushroom farming is a big thing here on Arcturus. LaSalle Bionational has a big mushroom farm down there, and most of the cuisine on Arcturus is somehow mushroom based. They're good for you. And she hands out the drinks and then says, one moment she let her know you are here. And she turns and she starts to head towards a doorway in the back of the room. And she disappears into that doorway.
I sip my mushroom wine and wait.
All right. It's unlike anything that you've ever tasted before, Jake. It's thicker than like a standard wine from Earth. Just a little bit, maybe like Japanese plum wine if you ever had that. It's got a slightly thicker feel to it. You think you can detect small gritty bits in it, and it's got a very earthy flavor to it. After a moment, a woman appears in the doorway, and I am going to show you her picture if I can find it, because I'm having a moment.
All right, Trace on his way.
All right, perfect.
Whoa.
So, yeah, she's got a giant head. I mean, it's huge. So
She's got big teeth.
well, she's got a big smile.
She's an engineer in a wig.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I will say that my little alienizing filter in Photoshop on some people, it does some goofy things, and on her, it really minimized her upper lip. I'm not sure why, but her upper lip disappeared into just a thin line. I was like, huh, okay, well, whatever, it's fine. Um, she's uh, she's not she's not particularly tall. She's about 5'7". Slender, seems to be, but not skinny. Seems to be in relatively fit shape. She is wearing um, she's wearing a kind of a business suit, honestly. A skirt that goes right about down to the knee. Long brown hair, obviously. She sees you all, and she gets a large, warm smile on her face. Looks at you all very friendly, um, and she says, "Thank you all so much for coming. I know this was." I know this might have seemed a little suspicious, a note handed to somebody from in the hangar your ship was sitting in.
I respond, well, intriguing, of course.
My name is Mamie Knight, and I am very aware that your crew is without a job. I also
How did,
understand. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to ask her how did you come across that information?
It's interesting that you just found out and we just found out.
I am. How should I put this? I am very connected. I know people in a number of places, and unfortunately, because of the things that you discovered and where you discovered them, I was aware that your contract was going to be canceled before you probably were aware of it. So, your... Go ahead, Jake. Or was that just an echo?
It must have been an echo.
Oh, okay. Your ship and crew have discovered something of the utmost importance. I'm sure you're all aware. Unfortunately, as per your contract, you turned that information over, and I think that information is going to die there. Hey, Sharif.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I'm late.
No, it's okay.
I've
You're
got a little something I got to take care of here, so please just start without me. But I'll be right on as soon as I possibly can. Probably 10 minutes.
Hey, man. You do what you gotta do. It's fine.
Okay, thanks.
So, I am interested in this information and this data. Unfortunately, it's all gone. The USCMC has taken it. And we need to get it back, and I'm willing to pay you to do that. Or let me rephrase that. I don't want you to get it back. I want you to get new information, new samples, new data.
And what kind of interest do you have in the information and the data we found?
Well, put it to you this way. There is no question in my mind whatsoever that what you have found has enormous ramifications for human beings and for everybody on all the colonies across the frontier, even the core systems. And it is important that we understand what this information means and what impact it will have. Unfortunately, organizations like the USCMC, and let's just say the UPP space operating forces, even governments or corporations as a whole, they don't want this information getting out. Whatever value it has, they want it for themselves.
Well, it's not like it's not like it's a big secret anymore. That we gave us enough information and a survivor to 3WE.
That information went no further than where it was left. Additionally, that survivor that you left with 3WE never left GBH 45. The UPP is not even aware of it. Aware of her.
I look around at the party, especially at Annika, and just so they did screw us over, and they are planning something. Kind of a "I told you so" look. Well, I'm happy to help.
I don't know about moving so quickly into that. She knows an awful lot that we don't understand how or why. And it feels like we're being set up. We're already neck deep in colonial admin, Marine Corps brass. I think we need more information. How do you know all this? You can't say it doesn't matter. It matters to us if you're trying to send us back out there.
Fair enough. I already told you I'm very connected. I know people in a lot of places in a lot of different organizations. Information is what I do. And that's how I know. This information, this biological agent is important to all of mankind. And if we are going to be able to fight it, we need to understand it. Which is why we need the samples.
What do you mean by fight it?
What happened on Alpha Casea II is not unique so far here in the galaxy. It follows a recent pattern of events. And simply put, there's another party out there. There's a bad actor of some sort that is releasing this biological sample on to colonized worlds. And the best way to defeat it is to know how to protect ourselves against it.
Well, that seems like a pretty ambitious ask, and for a problem that seems larger than the crew of our ship. Well, what are you offering? What are you offering as far as compensation?
Bear in mind here that the first thing that happened to us, for all intents and purposes, is we got caught. And we're not exactly spies or smugglers.
I'm not asking you to be either. I'm simply asking you to do what it is you do, and that is survey and be scientists.
Okay, but what if things get rocky? I mean, who are we supposed to go to for help? We're not soldiers.
Many of the, how should I put this? Many of the greatest impacts on humanity that have taken place over the centuries had nothing to do with soldiers. They had to do with normal people.
And your point being?
The point being is that in order to make an impact, in order to help protect us from whoever is doing this, we need to analyze as much data, information, and biological samples as we can. And Alpha Casea II is the only planet where we can get those samples at this point, because the 61 Cygni system is off limits. I am convinced that a similar agent was used there. Unfortunately, no one can get to it. And I have theories about other, or hypothesis, I guess you should say, about other planets and other places, colonies where this agent's been used. Unfortunately, I can't get to those either. Alpha Casea II is the perfect situation because the USCMC, the UA, is not going to send a ship there. The UPP, on the other hand, because it is their colony and they're aware now that they've had a disaster, they are certainly going to send a team. Fortunately, UPP space is quite a distance away, and Kremlin-class destroyers only go so fast. They're not as fast as Conestoga's. You can get there, you can get the information that we need, collect all the samples, and easily get away before a Kremlin gets there. So that's not a problem. The closest UPP space...
Famous last words.
But yeah, I have another hypothetical for you. You know, you say the 3WE is not interested or tried to clean this up. You say the survivor never got off that planet, and maybe part of that is true. Maybe you are connected, and maybe the last little bit of scrap 3WE wants to clean up before they go make a move on Alpha Casea themselves is us. So you're asking us to trust your connections, and you could just as easily be shipping us out into a death trap. I mean, we're not spies or soldiers, but we are a medical doctor, 2 scientists, a pilot, and a ship captain. No offense, Dwayne.
And the guy who fixes shit.
Who's also no dummy.
That's a very true statement.
You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that something kind of smells like a setup. What kind of assurances do we have from you that you're not just mopping up for your 3WE friends?
What assurances do you need? How could I prove it to you?
Well, first, let's before we all get carried away, let's discuss the compensation.
She, her smile widens just a little bit. She said, "Perfect. Let's discuss the compensation. You folks have a very expensive vessel, CM-94B Explorer class by Lockmart. I imagine it carries a hefty payment. Well, let's just say this. I don't imagine anything. I know what your payment is. And it's expensive, and you don't have the capabilities to haul enough freight to make that payment. If you leave Arcturus and head to Alpha Casea II and come back, it will take you approximately 2 months. I am prepared to make those next 2 payments for you, as well as $20,000.
What's that? You're gonna make our next 6 months worth of payment and $20,000 each? That doesn't sound too bad, Captain.
That's
That would represent a considerable investment, not the kind of money you send somebody off to die with.
I have no interest in seeing you all die. Absolutely none. And look, I can hire another crew. Probably for less. I can find someone and send them out there. But you've already been there. You know the colony. You know the layout. You know the hazards. You know how to protect yourselves. 6 months of... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable to me. But we seem to have encountered some difficulty with our existing equipment when we were protecting ourselves on a planet.
I have a little bit.
I think we would need an advance so that we can get new EVA suits and actually conduct this the way that you need it to be conducted.
She says, well, 6 months of your ship payment and $20,000 each is obviously a bit more than what I'm prepared to spend. That would be over $500,000. However, we can certainly discuss that. So what precisely did you have in mind, Mr. Decker?
Okay, while I was sitting here, I was looking through the equipment. I couldn't do it fast enough to give you an answer, I was just going to use that idea of us running out of air so quickly to upgrade to something a little bit better than what we have on the ship. I don't know if there is something better. Searching for it.
I manipulated a 6. Should I give it a shot?
Yeah, you're also the ship captain, so it makes sense for you to step up in the negotiations.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Give that a try.
So she looks at Captain Rudat and says, "So, Captain, what do you feel would be fair compensation for you and your crew to undertake this?"
Guys, I'm coming in from behind here. I don't know exactly what's been discussed.
So she
So
offered
tell me
two.
what's the manipulator at?
She offered 2 months of payments and $20,000. To which Jake replied, "We would love 6 months of payments and $20,000 apiece."
And if you missed it, what she wants you to do is she wants you guys to go back to Alpha Casea II and collect as much data and as many biological samples as you can.
Before the UPP shows up.
And they could already be there.
Well, they're not, given the time, but
Well, in all fairness, I will to give you one piece of information. The UPP, just so you guys know, if you looking at the star map, the UPP is probably 7-8 parsecs away, assuming they, just from their space to Alpha Casea II, assuming they don't have a ship that's closer. And Kremlins are not as fast. Kremlin class destroyers are not as fast as Conestogas. So, just theoretically, mathematically, you guys, if a UPP ship were dispatched right now or yesterday, the moment they found out about the issue, theoretically, you guys would beat them there.
It's all those theoretically maybe parts that increase the 2 months to 6.
Yeah, and combined with the whole colony wasn't supposed to be there bit, it doesn't add up to much of an equation.
All right, so how about 3 months and $60,000?
All right, make your roll. A success. A success. All right. Where is she? Oh, it was.
so much for that.
She ain't having it.
Guys, I think we've been convinced to take the lower bid.
She says, "I don't actually think your offer's unfair. It might be a little steep on the 3 months. You're only going to be on the job for 2. But I'll meet your $60,000 cash."
Nice.
So, how
Do we
soon
want to
can
have a? Do we want to have
Where do
a
we sign?
crew meeting before we say we sign? Is there anything else we want to be talking about, or are we good at?
I think it's typical in situations like this to get half the cash up front.
I have no problem with that. I can transfer $30,000 right now.
I think maybe you should also make the first month's payment in front of us first.
It's
Wow.
due in just a few days.
We're in a tough spot, you
Right.
understand?
Wasn't it due in like 5 or 6 days or
I
something?
think we had a week at most. It might have been 7-8 days.
Yeah, we're on May 22nd, so it's
All
so there's 31 days in May, so it's 9 days is when your
Yeah.
payment's due. She says, "One moment."
You don't
And
want us getting repossessed out there.
She a tow truck shows up at Alpha Casea II. Didn't you
Right.
know we low-jacked your ship? We knew where it was the whole time. She steps back through the darkened doorway in the back of the main room. She's back in perhaps about 30 seconds. She has with her a leather briefcase, and she also has a mobile terminal under one arm. She sets it down on the stone table, lifts up the screen, punches a couple things, and then hits an enter button, turns the screen around, and it's showing that your Lockmart account with the payment due on June 1st, that payment has been satisfied. And she says if you check your account, you'll find that an additional $30,000 has been deposited. She says now, and she reaches, she opens up her briefcase, and she pulls out a ream of paperwork. She says, now for the standard contracts and NDA. And go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
Does the contract reveal who exactly we're working with?
It states specifically Mamie Knight.
LLC.
No, no, just Mamie Knight. There is no indication of any company or organization besides her. Why does everyone always assume there's a big bad company involved?
It's Alien.
Yeah, we've seen these movies.
Corporate horror is half of the horror.
That's right. All right. Everyone signed their paperwork, and
I'm in.
Yeah, we're in
Yeah, doing a whole lot
in
of
for a
other
penny, in for a pound.
that's right. She says, perfect. I'm sure you need to pick up some supplies. How soon do you think you can leave?
As soon as we stock up on napkin leave, obviously.
Yeah, I think we could probably get out of here before the next rotation.
That is perfect. I will see you all then in 2 months' time. Please be safe out there.
Will do.
Do we meet you back here? Do we bring the information back here? If we have samples, they have to stay sealed and protected. Do you have a safe place for those? This looks like somebody's house.
She actually she hands you a plastic card. She says, "This is my terminal ID. Just reach out to me when you come back into system, and I will arrange a place to meet. Meanwhile, I already have 6 cryo crates waiting to be boarded onto your ship, loaded onto your ship into your cargo bay to help secure anything that you need to secure."
Didn't strike me the last time we were there that we would need any cryo crates, but
Just in case.
yeah.
I would request that you take samples of absolutely anything you can. I understand that there were corpses. As ghoulish as it might be, we don't know what information after an in-depth study those might.
Okay. Yeah,
reveal.
the docs will take care of that. Guys, the only thing is, before we can split, we got to get supplies. We should talk about what other tools or weapons we can get. Obviously, we're not military, so our access to military grade, but we should see what we could get. And then I've got to get all the Russian markings off our loader and repaint that sucker.
a good idea.
Are we still talking with Miss Knight in the room?
Well, she wanted to know how long it would take us to go.
Yes, no, I'm just making sure because then I'd actually look at her and ask her, well, do you have access to some military grade or restricted equipment for us? Seeing as we're risking our lives.
Especially something like ape suit. I mean, even one of those for special situations when things are dire would be helpful.
Do you believe that you will need the additional firepower? The reports that I remember seeing indicated that there was no one and nothing alive.
Yes, but we did a very quick survey, and something definitely went horribly wrong down there. Who knows what's on the rest of the planet or whether there's something that we missed. I would not want to turn into one of those or be lunch or something else.
And
biggest-
we're also running the risk of interdiction from pirates, colonial authorities, military vessels, you name it. I mean, we're taking on a pretty risky assignment here. We really could use some kind of backup.
If you know, others might know.
All right, let me ask you this: between Bob, Dwayne, or sorry, Jake, Dwayne, and Mitchell, who has the highest manipulation?
I have a 5.
Not Bob.
Yeah,
No.
not me.
All right, so Mitchell, you can roll manipulation and gain 2 points of help from the two of them helping to make the case.
I'm not gonna-
Oh,
What's that roll, man?
oof.
Would
Yeah,
you
I'll
like
push
to
that.
push the roll? All right,
Yes, sir.
very good.
That's more like it.
Ooh, that's cold. She,
Take that, chick.
yeah. She nods and says, "All right. Go to the trading post, the trading outpost near the colonial rig. That's where you're going to go to buy supplies anyway. At the general store there, need you to ask for a man named Corello. He can help you."
Do we have a secret handshake or anything? I asked with a bit of a grin.
No,
Is there
no.
a password? Like,
Just tell him I sent you,
okay.
and that he can take care of your needs where that's concerned. Let's see, what page am I on? I'm on 62. All right.
Let me see here. I got a pretty good roll. You don't have the stunts in front of you, do you?
No, I do not. I apologize.
No,
Hold
that's
it. The
okay.
stunts on manipulation.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Your target does what you want without demanding a favor in return. Your target does more than you ask for. Your target is impressed by you and may help you later in some way.
I would like the target to be impressed and potentially help me later, and to help us more than we think, which I think could probably just be expressed in whatever Corella is going to do for us.
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly how I will handle that.
Or at least, yeah, not to put the words in your mouth. That's what I would.
No. That's exactly how I was going to handle it. So that's perfect.
And a case of mushroom wine, please.
She says, "I'll make sure Corello takes care of you on that as well." All right, very good. I will see you in 2 months' time.
I nod and look at the captain. Get ready to leave.
All right, let's beat feet and let's have a little meeting before we talk to Curlo. Discuss what it is we think we want.
So the ship's at the pronounce it as Kiva.
Kivas, yeah.
Kivas. Okay.
Yeah.
So
In
that's
one of
where the
those
ship
big round
is.
buildings.
So yeah, we should probably have a meeting and sort out what kind of equipment we
Yeah,
want
here. I'll
to
just
get from the
drag
trade post.
one of you guys over so that just as a
Yeah, there
marker
we
on
go.
the map.
There we go.
So you
And,
guys head back to the ship for that meeting? Is that the idea?
That'd probably be the best secure place to do it.
Yeah, I would agree. You know,
I'd
right
like
out
to
in the
do
open.
a bug scan without rolling, which I had the stunt for,
Sure.
just to be sure, because now we're getting involved in something clandestine.
Yeah, absolutely. As a side note, as you guys approach, there are a pair of Arcturian roughnecks that are basically loitering outside your ship, and they've got loaded up on a flatbed, you know, a bunch of those cryostasis crates. Oh God. As you approach, they see you coming, and one of them starts to head towards you. He says, "We have a delivery for you."
All right. Well, let me go inside and open the cargo bay, and I'll use the loader and start grabbing these things. How many of them are there? 6?
6. Yep.
All right.
All right. I'm not going to make you roll for that. That's pretty normal stuff, and you're in no hurry to get it done, so
Nope.
it's not like you're under pressure. And as far as your scan, Roman, if you head to the bridge and do that, your scan is clear. There's nothing to indicate the ship's been tampered with.
Okay, excellent. I'll survey all the systems on the bridge and make sure there's nothing there that's out of place. And I don't know if me and Dwayne need to get stuff ready on the ship to take off.
No, not really. You guys, that's a pretty easy. That's a pretty easy thing when we get there. It's just a piloting role. You guys did maintenance on the ship when you came out of cryo on your way into Arcturus, and that was just yesterday.
That's
so.
right. That's right. Okay. All right. I'm going to stay with the ship. Make sure no monkey business goes on here after we have our meeting, or goes to the trading post, or whoever goes to the trading post or outpost, I should say.
All right. Well, let's meet in the galley as soon as I finish with these cryo crates, if you guys would give me a little time.
Probably take you about 10 minutes to do that.
Okay. All right. So, I guess the question is, what do we think we want? Not saying that it's an,
I think we should.
it's a Walmart full of military equipment, but
Right. Somebody mentioned an ape suit, and I just looked that up. That actually looks pretty reasonably priced in a good piece of gear. It's made for bug hunts, right?
be prepared to pay black market prices.
I mentioned the ape suit. It's a really good. I mean, it's like the paramilitary vibe, but I think it would be good for us.
We could use better O2 on our spacesuits too, and more guns.
What's the air supply on the ape suit? I don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry.
Let's see. I think it's 4. You can't do EVAs in space. The ape suit. It is air supply 4. Yeah, armor 3, air supply 4, weight 1, cost 5,000. Survival plus 3 though.
So it's
So
the air is not as good as the air is the same as your current suits. The armor's not quite as good, but it has other benefits. Like you don't get the oh god, air supply. All out of love. You don't get the agility penalty that you get from your current Mark 35s, and then it's got plus 3 survival. You said.
That's correct. Plus 3 survival, but you can't. It doesn't protect you from space. It gives you air filtration and air.
Right.
It's made for bug hunts. Or
yeah, it's not a full
catching,
pressure
as they
suit.
say.
Now that is a piece of Weyland-Yutani technology, quite specifically. So, we'd have to look to see if you guys can find such an item, obviously. But, and then, of course, there's always the Mark 50 suit. But those are, what did we determine those Mark 50 suits cost? I thought they were on the pricey side.
15,000 is what it says in the book.
Yeah. Yep. And those would be readily available. And they have, a 5 air supply, I believe. But a lot less armor?
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2. But 8
And
plus 3.
what do we have? What do we have now?
We have the
we
Mark 35s.
The Mark
which,
35s,
not the
which
Mark
has a
50s,
nice
I believe.
armor rating.
It does. So I guess we need to make a shopping list and agree on that. Who wants to take a look at first weapons? Do we need to buy weapons?
Well, I need some reloads for the AK-4047. Yeah. Let me check my sheet. I think I have one reload.
We're doing pretty good on standard supplies. We still have 96 each of.
If we can get a
meals and-
cache of reloads, that would be good.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of ammunition. How many AKs do we have between us now? Are we still at just 2?
I have one.
Yeah, I've got one. I've got a revolver as well. I think that might be it for firepower.
So
Yeah, just one pistol for me.
I guess we should at least get everybody a assault rifle.
Yeah, they're actually, I don't know if we could get our hands on something like a pulse rifle. Probably not.
Well,
But I bet we could get flame units.
I would think you could get AKs because I would think in this universe or in this time, same as our current time, they're pretty easy to come by.
I mean, it's not going to hurt asking. They know.
Right. What do you got?
Right. So I guess whomever's going to go shopping, we just agree on we need some weaponry, perhaps some suits. I don't know what else. It's going to be their best judgment.
Well, I'm looking to see. Part of it is just what they have, but I'm looking to see if there's any equipment that we want. What about the docks for their labs? We have a loader.
Yeah, someone might want to check the medical supplies and pharmaceuticals tab if there's anything you guys want there. In terms of general scientific equipment, I think we just assume that the science lab and the medical lab have whatever basic consumables and whatnot that you need to run tests and to science the shit out of things. So, and then of course big things like auto docks, that's an actual ship upgrade. Those are pretty expensive.
Does anybody have a motion tracker?
Well, that's a good one.
I don't.
I don't think I do.
We should try and get a motion tracker. I
And
think there's a couple. I think there's the M314 and the M316.
does Dwayne have a cutting torch?
I have a cutting torch. I'm pretty sure. Let me look at my sheet.
You do somewhere. I know you've.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a cutting torch, and I've got my maintenance jack, and I've got my bolt gun with some reloads.
You sound pretty sorted. And the bolt gun is basically a utility, so ideally you want the AK.
Yeah, the AK is a ranged weapon. The maintenance jack can be used short range, and of course, I mean the maintenance jack. The bolt gun can be used short range. Also, can be used to do what it's supposed to do, which is,
Bullshit.
rapidly bolt shit. That's the main reason for having it. But
I don't think I've ever used it
47 is
outside of combat.
ranged.
The hunt. It was used in the hunt. Jesse was playing the roughneck, and he put some bolts into the door to help secure it in place for a while.
Yeah.
It makes a nasty weapon in a pinch, though.
At short range.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, short range.
That's the problem.
Plus three. It's three in armor piercing. I think.
But you got to be up close.
Yeah,
and
but it's
personal.
also it has to be reloaded after every single shot.
You betcha.
Correct.
I ran the hunt again Sunday for a different group as one shot.
Nice.
Ahmad and the little girl lived this time. They got the hunter off the ship at the very end with an explosive decompression, and it failed the stamina roll.
Oh shit!
Oh wow! Nice.
Look at that. That's awesome.
Nice.
All right. You guys ready to go shopping?
We should figure out a budget. How much money do we have, and how much can we afford to spend?
How much money do you have?
I think we're at 53,000.
Let's see. Oh, you're
Hold
more
on,
than
I
that.
have Yeah, hold on. I got the list here. I gotta find
23.5,
Uh,
23.5, 50, and
5
then
and
she just
50.
gave you 30.
Oh, okay.
and yeah, plus 30. So yeah, we had that.
You guys are swimming in cash. 127
Mhm.
grand.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt just to be careful. We should have plenty of food and water, but it wouldn't hurt to top it off while we have the money. It doesn't cost that much.
And our payment is 73.5 a month.
Yeah.
We're expecting
Or is it 76.5? 76.5 a month.
76.5 a month. So we should try to spend 35 to 40,000 or less.
Yeah.
This way, we have enough for another payment in our pocket. Plus, we get more money on the way back, and we have a couple more months paid out. So I think that leaves us relatively comfortable, and we should be able to stock up pretty solidly.
Works for me.
All right. Everybody good then? You guys want to head up to the trading outpost?
Max was gonna stay. I mean, yeah,
Max is staying on
was
ship.
gonna stay with the ship.
I'm staying
And I'm
on
gonna
ship.
stay
Yeah.
on the. I'm gonna stay on the ship too.
Okay. All right, that's fine. That's
I'll
fine.
go shopping since we worked it all out with Corello and all.
All right. So the rest of the four of you are going to head up to the outpost to go shopping?
Someone's got to buy Napa leaf.
All right. So I'll just drag you guys up
And
there.
reloads.
Oh. That's a good one. So let's talk about that. You're talking about the personal data transmitters, right, Jake?
Yep.
So
No, data transmitter cards.
data transmitter cards. Which ones are those?
DTCs are small, clear plastic data transmitter cards that plug into a variety of recording equipment, such as the built-in visual and audio recorders on the spacesuit helmet. They wirelessly transmit data to the terminal they are synced to. Information captured for those, but we probably need the personal data transmitter and something to transfer the data onto. Because last time we had a bit of an issue. We need, hard drives, for lack of a better word.
Do we think are our doctors skilled enough to implant the PDTs in us if they just buy the chips?
Oh, Vickers could do it. Simple medical aid roll.
And a Comtech roll to program them, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nothing terribly difficult. Let me grab my book real quick. Give me 1 sec. I'm sorry.
While these guys are shopping and you're looking in your book, I'm gonna start working on the power loader to get all the distinguishing marks off it and get it ready for paint.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's no problem. So let's see here. Where are the PDTs? I know they're in here somewhere.
Makes me think of Operation Petticoat. You ever see that movie?
Yeah.
They mix the white lead primer with the red lead primer, and the submarine ended up pink.
All right, so Yep. So the personal data transmitters, if all you buy are the chips themselves, they're $100 a pop. Okay, and that would be having someone do Comtech to program it to whoever it's going to, and then someone doing a medical aid roll to insert it. Now, I think Dr. Roman, you've already got one, don't you?
I have a PDT, yes.
Yeah. So, and that would allow you guys to constantly transmit all vital signs and that type of thing directly to whatever terminal you want, which I assume would probably be the ship's computer.
Is there some Is there some kind of location, triangulation location with it too? Do you know where somebody is approximately with when they have it?
You know, it doesn't say that specifically, but going with the
The PDT says these PDTs transmit the recipient's
recipient's
location.
location, it does say that. You're right.
Okay.
And especially if you go with it, if you just look at what it did in the movie,
Right.
she knew how far away she was from Newt. So, um, and then you're okay. I got you, Bob. And then you were talking about the data transmitter cards, which are $50 a pop. Those are the ones that you can plug into the suit to get like a video feed, that type of thing.
Yes.
Okay. And then you mentioned storage. Um,
Yeah, which I can't really find right now, other than the big storage at data storage. Long
data disk, yeah. The long data disk is it's they don't really indicate. They say it's an optical disc media, so I'm imagining is a form of CD or that type of thing, or in fact they're called LDs, and they're able to carry 10 zettabytes of data. That's a lot.
Yeah,
And-
so 5 Super HD movies.
Yeah, exactly. So, and those are cheap. Those are $30 a piece. So that should be something you can pretty easily find at the trading post. So, the trading post, it's a large area, almost like a large indoor shopping mall. There's stores for different companies. Siegson's got a store there because they offer so many different types of electronics. There's certainly general stores, that type of thing, for you guys to buy anything you want. So it's just a question of what you guys want to go ahead and just spend the cash on. Who's keeping track of it? So you guys, I know you guys want 5 of the PDT chips, right? Isn't that how many you need? Is 5?
Yeah.
All right. So, Aileen, the
And I would-
accounting. So that's $500. Okay.
And I would suggest the DTC for everybody, so we can see what's going on.
All right. So that's $300. Those are pretty easy to find. That's no big deal. How many of those long data discs did you want?
No idea how much data we need to copy, so maybe 2 of them.
Yeah, 10 zettabytes is. That's.
It's an enormous amount of
It's
data.
an enormous amount of data. I can't imagine you would need more than 2.
A zettabyte is 1 trillion gigs.
Yeah. Yeah. You could. That whole 21,600 hours of video that was on the Ivan computer, you probably could easily have downloaded all that with room. So, all right. So 2 of those is $60. So what are you guys up to? You're up to $860 spent.
Breaking
All
the
right.
bank here. So while the others are walking around, I guess I'd like to go to the clerk and ask for Corello.
All right. He says, "All right. Give me 1 second. He's in back somewhere stocking something. I'll be."
I appreciate it.
Yeah, he runs into the back room, and this short fire plug shape of a guy comes out. He's probably 5'2" and 230 pounds. Dark hair comes out. He says, "I'm Corello.
What was
Can I
that
help
lady's
you with
name
something?"
again? Yeah, what was the lady's name again?
Mamie Knight.
Yeah, hi, Corello. My name's Mitchell. I was sent here by Mamie Knight. Supposed to ask you about a couple of things.
Oh, all right. He said, "Let's just step back here for a second, where
Step
there's
into my office.
less people around." So he pops open a door, and that slides open. He steps inside. Is it just you?
Well, I have a few friends out there, but maybe we can talk first.
He says, "All right, not a problem." He hits the button. The door closes behind you, and he says, "All right, Mitchell, what can I do you for?"
Well, we're undertaking a special contract for Miss Knight, and we think we might run into certain kinds of interference out there. We're not going to have a whole lot of support. She told me I should come and talk to you about possible military grade gear we can buy.
His
You know,
eyes kind of light up. He goes, "Yeah, I've got some stuff here that we can talk about."
mind if I take a look? I have a little list of stuff that we need.
All right. He opens up a door, just a basic wooden door with a doorknob, and inside is it's a janitorial closet. There's a huge mop sink, and there's cleaning supplies and stacks of paper towels and toilet paper, and he reaches back behind the stack. He goes, "Hold on a second, it's back here somewhere. Yep, there it is," and he hits it, and uh, the drywall just slides in and then moves up. He goes, "All right, step into my orifice."
I'll
Um,
follow him inside.
yeah, he hits a light as he yeah, I'll let you guys. You guys can just figure that out if you want in chat. All your spending. Most everything is pretty standard to get. If things like ape suits and that type of thing, that's a little more complex. We're going to look into that in a minute. But all your standard supplies and standard electronics, I don't have a problem with. He hits a light switch, and some blue white fluorescence above kind of hum to life, and you're standing in about a 5 or 6 meter long room, not very wide, just a couple meters wide, kind of like a bowling alley. And there are various types of weapons lining the sides of the room. When you step inside, he presses the button behind you. He says, "All right, so tell me a little bit about what you guys are looking for."
Well, I think primarily we needed one or more serious protective suits, maybe an ape suit, and we're looking for some weaponry, probably assault rifles.
Assault rifles. All right. He goes, "Well, let's walk over here." So here you've got, and he lifts up an assault rifle that is not too dissimilar looking from an M41A pulse rifle. He says, "This is a Stratsol AR-40. It's a 40 caliber, fires 40 caliber armor piercing caseless rounds, identical ammunition basically to the M41A pulse rifle, but this isn't a pulse rifle. It's a conventional weapon. So someone hits you with a EMP grenade or something like that, this weapon will still function." You'll see, and he hands it over to you, which I don't know if you know the business end of a gun or not.
My character might not. I do.
All right. He says you'll see that it's missing the grenade launcher like the M41A. However, what you do have is you've got two mounts, one on the top, one on the bottom, over and under. The top mount is perfect for a scope. Also, it would take a modified motion tracker. You can go either way with it. Bottom mount specifically for a flashlight. Never understood that on the M41A. Even the AK, they don't have a mount for a flashlight. Who can carry an AK-47 and a flashlight at the same time, right?
Well, I think we'll probably need the search out and flashlight kind of slides more than we're going to need a grenade launcher. Hoping we don't need anything that heavy. I'll look the gun over. What do these run?
Well, they're a lot more than an AK. They're a grand a pop.
Grand a pop.
He goes, "Now,
Okay.
before you make a decision, let me show you this. And make a wits roll, would you? Straight wits, no stress. In fact, you guys can drop any stress if you have it."
Okay.
Tell me we've been pushing rules the whole time.
Yeah, that's right. He picks up a smaller weapon. And because of your wits roll, it would, I suppose at some point in your history you've been around enough weapons to know that this is more like a submachine gun. He says, now this comes from Strat Soul as well. This one, it fires a much smaller round. It's a 20 caliber round, but it has full auto capability, just like the AR-40. It's obviously it's not armor piercing. It's not as heavy a hit, but it's a lot easier to handle. So you should consider that as well. And as you make an observation roll as well. Oh, 3 successes. Wow. I don't know that any of your stunts would really qualify here. But he says the Strat Soul SMG, the Strat Soul SMG 20. These are a little less than the AR-40s. They're $800 a piece. And then as you look around, you see that there's actually 2 other different kinds of weapons here in the racks. One is a very large handgun, and the other is something the size of an assault rifle, but it doesn't look like a conventional weapon.
I'll go ahead and ask about those.
All right. He said you got a good eye. This right here is the Strat Soul 50 hand cannon. He hands it over to you. He goes, it's heavy. It's got a lot of kick to it, but if you need something that's easy to track a target at point blank range and it'll punch through armor, this is your weapon. Doesn't have the range of the bigger weapons, but it'll punch through armor pretty easily. A good option against those UPP Norcom pistols. And then this, I've only got one of these, but and these are expensive. The hand cannons are $500, but these are expensive. This is a Strat Soul electrostatic stun AR. What Strategic Solutions did was they took those EMP grenades that the Marine Corps likes, and they integrated it into a weapons platform. It's not as long range as the AR-40 assault rifle, but you hit your target, it's going to give them a nasty shock.
This is take a look at this. Is non-lethal.
It is completely non-lethal.
What would happen if I fired this into a puddle with a group of enemies standing in it?
He said it will shock them all, but to a much lesser degree.
Okay. So, what about suits? Do you have anything in the way of an ape suit hanging around here?
Unfortunately, no, I don't. I've got some personal armor, but nothing that's self-contained.
I would take a look.
All right. He hits a button and a panel opens up, and you see what looks suspiciously like United States Marine Corps M3 armor, the stuff all the Marines wear, but it's all grayed out. Now this is not much different from United States Marine Corps armor. Very similar stuff. It's just our own design. A heavy armor plating, and it actually has multiple layers of plates, of armor plates. Underneath the first layer is a layer of sodium hydroxide caplets. Will puncture if the armor is penetrated.
What does that do for us?
He kind of squints a second at you, and he says, "Well,
or would I know that as
a scientist, you would know that sodium hydroxide is an acid neutralizer."
Oh, okay. So in character, I probably don't have a whole lot of understanding why that might be useful.
Correct.
Out of character, it seems like Corello probably does. All right. So, how much are these armor pieces?
$1,500 a suit. They've got built-in comms as well as a slot for a data transmitter card.
Okay. So I think at this point, I should probably go fetch my ship's captain. Maybe we should talk about it. What do you think about some kind of little friends and family bulk discount if we buy a few pieces off of here? Maybe 3 of these rifles, just hypothetically, 2 of the smaller machine guns, a pistol, the electro blaster, and some armor. Maybe see your way to knocking 10% off.
Says, yeah, I think we can work that out for you as a favor to Mamie.
I appreciate it. Let me go grab Captain Rudy.
He goes, all right, I'll be right here. Just come back into the back and knock in the mop closet.
I'll come back out into the store and go find Captain Rudat.
Yep. All right.
Captain.
Sharif, you there?
Here.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Absolutely.
Captain, so I found Corello. Talked to him. I think he's got some stuff we could really use. I don't know if maybe the others want to come back and take a look. Also, he said if we spend a little money, he could knock a little off.
Good job.
Yeah, we're not doing
Sounds
too
good.
much. We're not doing too much worse than retail. I don't think for what we can get.
Well, let's spend what we need to stay alive.
I think he's got some gear for that. Head back into his little back room. I would grab anybody else who's around too. I'm not trying to be secretive about this. I had instructions, so I went to talk to Corello.
Sure. Yeah, so any of you who want to go in there, I mean, that's fine. All right, so...
Come in and say, Mr. Corello, this is Captain Rudat from Magellan.
Yeah. Captain,
How
it's
are
a
you?
pleasure.
Pleasure.
Shakes your hand. All right, so what all you guys need here?
Well, I think what Dr. Roman said about the guns and the armor is great. We can take all that stuff. I think we'll also need a small inventory of Napoleve and reloads. And how much does it all come to?
Yeah. All right, so if you guys want the electrostatic gun,
It's a good idea. That's a stun gun, right?
right, exactly. It's
A ranged stun gun, yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
let me write this down.
The armor has comms. What did we think about those upgraded suits?
The well, hold on. Let me just
The
go
ones
down
that
the
had
list
an
here.
air supply of 5. And
Oh, the Mark
armor of
50s.
2.
Those you would just buy in the regular store.
How does it work? Can you wear body armor inside of one of those suits?
The general accepted rule of thumb among the alien community would be no. Yeah, you're kind of
All
doing
right. So
one or
while
the
we're
other.
down on Alpha Casea specifically, we'll be using the suits. I think more than the
You'll
body.
be using your pressure suits or some other sort of self-contained suit, rather
So
than
do you guys
the
think
armor.
instead of buying the body armor for this particular mission, we stick to the Mark 50s? And we can EVA in Mark 50s, right?
Yes, they're pressure suits.
That probably seems more in line with our practical realities, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have to protect ourselves from the from whatever the virus is.
Yeah, and
more
at
than
this
we
point,
do.
none of us has any reason to think we're going to encounter an acid splash.
Right. All right, so that's going to be expensive because what's a Mark 50 sell for?
Well, we'll come back to that because the Mark 50 is just available in one of the stores. That's just a standard straight up
Oh,
item.
okay, so he's not selling us that,
No, he's selling just the weaponry.
but just for our own calculations here, what are we looking at for a Mark 50? So we don't overspend with
the
this
one
guy.
that's like 15 grand.
Is
Yeah.
that the one?
They're 15 grand a pop.
I mean, that's a lot of money
So
in game terms.
what
Don't
do
we
we
have like 100 grand, but 15 times 6?
Well, we were
That's
trying.
pretty
Yeah, we were
close.
trying not to spend more than 35 to 40, so that we're comfortable on the possibility that we have to make an additional payment when we come back.
All right, so
Well, we currently have Mark 35s. So I know
do they
that
have armor? Mark
Yeah.
35.
Forearm.
Yeah,
They just run out of
No.
oxygen really quickly.
Well,
Well,
the way
there's
you
no-
guys roll.
a 4 instead of a 5.
Well, maybe there's no real need for an upgraded suit. Then we just deal with it.
So
Just
a
good like
Mark
having to run back to the
50
ship constantly.
a A Mark 50's got armor rating 2, air supply 5. A
Right.
Mark 35 has got armor rating 5, air supply 4.
Yep.
Yeah, the Mark 35 is a good all-round.
Yeah,
And minus
shoot, I
1
think.
agility.
All right, so it doesn't sound like it's worth getting after all.
Well, that frees us up to spend a little bit on weapons, which we don't have much of at all.
Yeah, that I see as a big failing in our inventory here. We need to get some
So
heat.
you guys, so talking about, shoot, I'm on the wrong window, and now I just blew up the map really big on my screen. There we go. So you guys wanted the stun AR, the electrostatic rifle. You wanted to buy some of these AR-40 assault rifles? How many of those did you guys?
Yeah, I was thinking. So we have the 40-47.
Yeah, you've got
I
two
know
of
somebody.
those.
So we have 2 of those. I know somebody mentioned having a rifle for everybody. I don't know if that's totally necessary, but if so, we would get 4 of the 40s, and then I don't know what we want for smaller arms. I figured the 40s, the stun gun. I don't know if we really need the pistol.
Yeah, I don't think I can use a weapon effectively like in any world.
Well, to talk about in-game terms, just to tell you how the mechanics of these weapons work, okay? To help you make your decisions. The darn it, there we go. Sorry, my mouse button got stuck. The electrostatic stun AR has its own internal power supply. So you would plug it in to recharge it basically, and when it's out of power, it's out of power. And it gains a +1 bonus on attack. The Stratsol AR-40 is a 0 bonus 2 damage weapon like the AK, except that its armor piercing has full auto and has some built-in spots for attachments. Now the Stratsol SMG-20, the submachine gun, only does 1 damage and it's not armor piercing, but it gets a +3 bonus. In other words, it handles really well. So for people maybe that don't have a very good range combat, might find that weapon more effective than the assault rifle.
Well, I mean, my character can probably use the submachine gun much more effectively. They're also cheaper, but we want to have something to hit heavy.
Yes.
By two of the 40s and 3 of the submachine guns. I mean, I'm looking for consensus. I don't know what the
Yes,
order
I
would be.
think that sounds good.
Okay. All right.
And then we want to load them up with ammo.
Yeah. How many reloads do you guys want to get for each weapon? A reload is 10% the cost of a weapon. So the
Probably 3 reloads at least, right?
for each weapon.
Yep.
I would think so.
Can
Yeah.
I ask a question about that? I'm a little confused because in previous games, it seems like firing your weapon once necessitates the use of a reload.
Depends on the weapon.
Depends
So
on the weapon.
a bolt gun always has to be reloaded because you have to fit a new bolt in. But something like an automatic weapon doesn't need like a big, like a pulse rifle doesn't need to be reloaded unless you rolled a facehugger panic.
Correct.
I see.
In which case you do need to reload it.
Or if you use a full auto ability. If the weapon has full auto, you gain +2 dice, but you automatically have to reload.
Okay.
All right. All right, so if that's the route you're going, let me add all this up. All right, so he's he's getting everything together. He goes, so that would come to 75.20. Said we'll call it $6,700.
Let's throw in a few reloads for the AKs too, and I could use a couple reloads for my 357 just to have. And then we need some nap relief as well.
All right. So, are you guys adding those weapons to the character sheets, or do you just want to put them in the ship stores for now?
Probably put them in the ship stores for now, I would guess.
All right, I'll get them typed in. I'll get them typed in just because it'll be faster to do it that way. Yeah, so whomever can just use the book to determine how much nap or leave and how much you're spending on all that while I do this. Stressful AR 40 times 2. Okay, I think that's got that. All right, very good, very good. How many reloads for your Magnum did you need?
It'll be 3 for the mag. I'm sorry, 2 for the Magnum, 3 for the AK. Although we need more AK ammo for the one that Dwayne uses. I think it's Dwayne that has it. So I could use 3. Let's give another. What'll it take to get you to 5, Marty?
I think Dwayne stepped away.
Oh
no, he's there. Okay.
No. It will take 4 more. I have 1 reload.
All right, so 7 for the AKs, 2 for the Magnum, and then whatever we need for the M4 knockoffs or upgrades, whatever they are.
Yep. All right, so that gets you to the. All right, 7110. Okay, all right. All right, so I've added all that to the ship stores, and I did the accounting on the bottom $30,000. All right, so did anybody ever add up all the other stuff you guys were buying? The
I still need to do a nap relief calculation, I think.
how many nap relief did you want to pick
I
up?
gotta figure. Give me
We were
one.
looking for 20.
Yeah, nap relief's $20 a pop.
So 20 is
400.
400.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We putting that in ship stores, or are you just putting it on your character sheet?
Throw 10 of it in ship stores, and I'll throw 200 at it in my own cash and throw it in my.
Okay. All right. We can do that. That's easy.
The good doctor would love a case of mushroom wine, whatever the hell that is.
Corello winks and says, "I've got you on that. Don't worry." And then you guys needed what? 5 of the. Shit. Bear with me. I'm sorry. You guys needed 5 of the PDT chips. I'm not going to put those on ship stores. I'm just going to take the cash off. Because you guys are going to insert those in everybody, I believe. And then you needed 6 of the data transmitter cards, which those just plug into a suit. So again, I'm not going to put them in ship stores. I'm just going to take the money off. So you've got those, and then Bob, were you just going to carry the long data discs, or should I put them in ship stores?
I'll carry.
All right. I mean, they're 0 weight, so you can just put them on your sheet. And I'll take the $60 off for those. All right. Last but not least, those 2 assault rifles that you guys bought have mounts on them. Okay. Each mount can carry, and this would be probably just. This isn't buying from Corello. This is just normal stuff. The bottom mounts on each of those assault rifles can carry a flashlight. So if you wanted to pick up a couple of high beam flashlights for those are what, $90 a pop?
I would vote yes on that.
And you mentioned something about motion trackers being able to be mounted underneath.
Yeah. The top mount on those assault rifles can take either a scope, which extends the range, or you can attach an M316 motion tracker to it. I believe it's the 316. That's the smaller one. Oh no, I'm sorry. The 314 is the smaller one.
Oh, the 314 actually gives you long range indoors, and the 316 gives you medium range indoors.
That doesn't make sense, does it?
Oh.
No. The 316 is the small, compact, lightweight one. Okay, I had it right. So
Yeah, 316 is a small one.
Right.
So, do you guys want to outfit those with motion trackers or scopes, or not want to do anything? The motion trackers are a little expensive. They're $3,000 a piece.
I think if we're going to do anything, I would suggest we do it good and do it right.
With Jim on that one, we could use at least one of them. I don't know if we need much more. You know, we don't tend to split up very much.
If somebody dies or drops the rifle, I suppose.
Flashlights are a no-brainer. That's a good idea for every gun that'll take one.
So do you want to do one with a motion tracker and one with a scope? Or do you want to do them both motion trackers, or?
Probably 1 and 1.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sounds
1 and
good.
1.
All right,
And then
that's
let's
fine.
get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flashlights, and you could mount it to your weapon if you like, or you could just carry it.
Well, I already, and I already put 2 on the ship stores for those assault rifles. So, if you wanted to pick up 4 more flashlights, yeah, that's not a problem. I mean, they're $45 a pop. I can pop those in ship stores real quick if you want to do that.
Just put one on my character sheet so I know that it's available.
Oh, you can do that. You can do that. I'll put 3 in ship stores. It's a half-weight item. All right. So everyone be aware of what's in the ship stores, because it's a lot of stuff. Maybe I'll let you guys get too out of control with that. But
Do the suits have flashlights built into them?
they do not.
The Mark 35s, no?
I don't believe so. They don't indicate. I don't think they indicate that they do. I'll double check for you since you asked the question. No, it doesn't. Doesn't indicate that. Okay. Wow, that was a lot of a lot. Everybody done shopping?
Think so?
Okay. Let me get back to my page here. So Corello thanks you for your business as you guys make a transfer of funds. He loads all the weapons up into some very very common containers that typically hold huge amounts of. Sorry, I told you my brain's not totally working this morning. Prefab meals, so just standard ration crates, and sends you guys on your way. So, is the next step back to the ship, or does anybody have anything else they want to do on Arcturus?
Let's get out of here.
You're only armed to the teeth. You guys are ready to fight your own war.
You gave us a big budget and a scary job, man.
Yeah, there's an out of character expectation that will happen.
Yeah, well, that's okay. Yet again, I think this one's going to end with you guys being realizing that you were all worried about nothing. I'm sure that's what's going to happen.
Well, if it turns out to be nothing, then this is all for the next one.
That's
For when Nina decides not to pay us.
Oh, man.
This is for negotiation. That's what all these guns are for.
We weren't pirates when we left.
Yeah, that's right.
Usually how it starts.
I never
You're saying that all pirates are misunderstood?
Misled, maybe.
I just want to be friends.
Misappropriated.
Yeah, that's
This
right.
is how we say I love you.
All right. Then we will. I'm just going to move everybody back over to the ship's main deck. If you guys at this point are going to take off,
Oh, I had a question. I have a question.
please.
What color are the standard caterpillar type?
Yellow with black
power loaders?
accents.
All right. So when the time when I'm ready, I'll start painting the thing yellow.
Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Without further ado, if you guys are going to take off and head out, let's just go ahead and do it. Max, I'm not going to make you make a piloting roll just to take off because you're not under any sort of stress or anything along those lines. It's not a bad situation unless you want to do a piloting roll just to see what happens.
That's okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got a question about game mechanics.
Yes, please.
Because it's never come up before. Are you know how today every pilot's supposed to file a flight plan? In the alien verse, are we expected to file flight plans and with?
Well, you're not technically a
control?
UA ship. You're not a USS. You're an SS because you're an independent starship. All that and the Interstellar Commerce Commission really doesn't ask questions.
Okay,
So
I was just asking because if you're a British plane flying in America, you have to file a flight plan, but that's because of international treaties.
right,
Okay.
yeah. No, as a general rule, if you're going to be crossing over into somebody else's, if you're a UA ship and you're going to be crossing into 3WE territory, obviously you'd want to let them know you're coming and what you're doing. In the case of independent starships, it's a whole lot, it's a whole lot less bureaucracy, if that makes sense.
All right. I was just wondering if we had to,
Sure.
if we could just fly off, or if we had to fabricate some.
No, you just have to check out with the space traffic control and wait your turn, pretty much.
With my lore knowledge, from what I understand, it's only really an issue if you're like in an active war zone, in which case you're going to want to prove like a legitimate reason to be somewhere or where you're going.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm not really sure it comes up too much.
No. All right. Well, so if you guys are going to plot your course back to the Alpha Casea system, someone just needs to make a contact roll to do that.
I could do that.
All right. All right. Very good. Not a problem whatsoever. And obviously, Dwayne spends some time outfitting the Caterpillar to get it to stock factory Caterpillar or power loader to get it to Caterpillar paint specs. Does anybody else have anything they need or want to do around ship? Or are you guys just going to jump in the freezers once he's done with that?
I'd probably head for the freezer pretty quickly. Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
All right, perfect. And that just lets us cut through the BS. You
I'm gonna
guys.
take a bathroom break real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, so you guys awake from the. What the heck was that? I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Huh. All right. All right, so you guys, you guys hit the freezers. You wake up. You know how that works. The terminal inside. So you guys would be in the cryo bay. The terminal inside the cryo bay indicates that you have arrived at Alpha Casea. Very, very, very easy flight. There's no warnings. There's no indicators. Nothing. You guys are a shift away from the planet, which is going to give Dwayne time to do his mechanical maintenance, as well as anyone who wants to do the electronic maintenance on the ship. And that gives you guys about 6 hours to do. Anyone who doesn't have a job to do, it's got about 6 hours to do whatever that might be. So, Dwayne, you want to make your mechanical roll? You're going to
You
head to
bet.
engineering probably and go do that. Which one's Dwayne? Oh, that's Roman. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't see the roll at first. So you've got a success, not a problem. It's going to take you the better part of the shift to get it done. Who's doing the electronic maintenance?
I believe it's me. That's Comtech, right?
It is Comtech.
Yeah, okay, I'll roll with that.
All right, go ahead. Very good. You have a stunt.
My stunt sheet.
+1 to a later Comtech roll. Free success on the same roll later on. New and unexpected information, which you're not really going to apply to that, I think, in maintenance.
Yeah, I'll just say automatic
On the next maintenance roll, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right. So the two of them are handling maintenance. Captain Rudat, Vickers, Jake, and Mitchell. What would you guys like to do? You've got 6 hours before you make it to the planet.
I'm just gonna basically probably distribute 2 nap relief to everyone. Let's see, we have 5 people, so I'll knock out that 10 and instruct people on the correct dosage for them and warn them about the drowsing effects that come with taking too much.
All right. Perfect.
This is in moments of extreme panic, stress, or pain.
All right. Very good. All right, very good. So I guess that means you can each add 2 nap relief to your sheet. It's a tiny item, so you don't have to worry about it carrying weight. And who else wants to do what? Yeah, Rudy, Jake, and Mitchell can all do something if they have something they'd like to do.
Nope.
Okay, fair enough.
How long does it take me to do the maintenance? A shift?
A shift, 6 hours.
All right.
Can I save that for a later check?
Yes, yes, you
Marty?
can.
Okay. And is that what I'm assuming it is?
Yes.
Okay. All right. No. I was wondering how that was going to work mechanically, and I understand. All
Okay,
right.
perfect.
No, that's good, and I would like to be. I'd like to be able to just be okay later.
That'll be fine. That'll be just fine. Do you have anything you want to do in the 6 hours before you guys make planetfall?
We're back at
You're in the Alpha Casea
Column, right?
system.
Yeah, Alpha
Yeah,
Casea. Okay.
approaching
Yeah.
the second planet.
Probably just check around the labs and make sure that we're well set up to receive any kind of samples or whatever we're going to bring back to start experimenting.
Okay, perfect. And the cryo crates are all loaded in the cargo bay. Of course, the power loader's down there too. But yeah, you're the science labs are definitely set up, ready to go. Between you and Jake, you guys probably keep a pretty tight ship. Though I don't know, Jake looks like the guy that's going to have stacks of random papers all over his desk.
At least
Okay.
it isn't empty.
So, if we do the math, how many days did it take us to get back here?
30. So we are on June 21st.
All right. And if the UPP left the same day, how long would it take them to get here?
It would, depending on where they came from, If they, for instance, if they had a vessel on the edge of their frontier, it is approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's approximately 8 parsecs. Meanwhile, if they had a ship in one of their core systems, well, it's pretty much the same. It's 8 parsecs. A Kremlin class destroyer has an FTL rating of 4, so 32 days if they left the same day.
We're cutting this pretty tight, guys.
So yeah, on top of that thought, we do need to scan. I don't know. Let's see what kind of scanning systems this has. I forgot from last time.
You've got enhanced sensors, so anyone who wants to make a scan can do so with a +2 roll. Of course, you're doing maintenance right now, so that would need to be somebody else. Rudy or Bob could certainly do it.
Yeah, let's do that. I don't want to get surprised.
So Bob, that if you're going to do that, that would be a Comtech roll with a +2.
On it.
Okay, so you have a stunt. What would you like to use with that?
This is just context stunts, right?
Yep.
Context stunt, yeah.
Don't need to overcome this again.
You can do that. Sure. So next time you do a sensor scan, it would just be an automatic success. Absolutely. Everything seems pretty quiet in system. However, they are close enough for you to pick up. A half parsec away is a Kremlin class destroyer in FTL. Looks like it is on track for the system.
I'll relay that to the rest.
Yeah.
And what? How far did you say it was away?
A half parsec, which based on their FTL speed would be 2 days.
Yeah, shit. Okay. Okay.
Hey, what if we leave ourselves some margin? Let's collect what we can collect in one day and get the heck out of here.
Sounds good to me.
Agree.
I think we should talk about contingency plans. We're going down there armed. We stepped in the middle of a diplomatic mess by accident just by landing here last time. What kind of posture are we taking if, say, the UPP comes knocking?
Well, if they come knocking, it's probably a full assault team or something. So, in my opinion, it's yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Well, I have a question. They were transmitting a distress signal. Did we turn off the signal, or is it still transmitting?
No, it's still going.
We could just say, we picked up the distress signal. We came to check it out.
That's true. The UPP probably doesn't know who we are. They may have heard that some other ship was involved with this colony, but they wouldn't know it was us.
Well, in that case, maybe we should make a broadcast that they'll pick up so that our lie has a little more credence to it. Like call down to the planet as
Just
though we don't know that there's nobody alive.
Set something simple on a loop.
Yep.
Magellan attempting to contact your colony. Please report back.
Broadcast in the open with no encryption.
The only problem with that is if we want to sneak away without them knowing we were here at all, we can't do that.
There's
Well,
that.
if we can detect them, can they detect us in the same manner?
They theoretically, yes, they can.
So let's just assume they know we're here.
But if they're an FTL though.
Well, you said it's a military vessel?
Yeah, it's
Well,
a Kremlin class destroyer. It's
Yeah, I imagine they've got some pretty good
It's
gear.
a hunter killer. I would say that you would know, Rudy, about a Kremlin, especially you, and maybe others as well. But the Kremlin class is a hunter killer destroyer, specifically built and designed to take out USCMC warships.
Well, that just sounds
but
great.
as a military vessel, it's likely that they've always got a rotating shift that's not in the freezers, right?
That's that's an interesting idea. I think you could probably make that assumption. Certainly, if whatever their onboard AI picked something up, it would wake somebody up, even if everyone was asleep.
I don't think the game mechanics lets you do any kind of cool Wrath of Khan hiding in, the solar clouds or anything. But is there anything that you could do by going by to the? Well, I don't know. I don't think there's anything.
Unfortunately, your ship's not equipped with stealth upgrades. So
Right,
Yeah,
and,
no,
and
it's-
but for sure, we got to get in and get out because we can't have them. If we come into contact with them, then
We lose everything.
yeah, because they have more firepower. They can board the ship. They can take whatever they want.
Even if they let us go, we're definitely out the rest of our commission.
But we're faster than them, so if we can get off planet and into FTL, then we can get out, right? Are we faster than them? No, they're faster than us.
they are faster than you.
We're a 6 and they're a 4, right?
Correct.
So even getting out with a day to spare puts us at a disadvantage. They can still try and catch us.
Sensor alert: since you picked up the Kremlin class ship has actually dropped out of FTL. They're still a half parsec away. I mean, this is only a couple minutes later, but they've dropped out of FTL.
Shit, I think we need to go planetfall right now to get out of orbit.
Yeah, maybe it will just look like something that popped up and disappeared. Maybe they don't believe what they saw. Well,
So is that it then?
what's Rudy think?
Let's not waste time. Let's get
All right.
planet side. Did we decide to send that message after all? Is that our backstory here? Is that we're responding to a mayday?
We could just pretend later that we.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
I think I agree with that.
if we send a message down and we find everybody dead, the question then will become, why did we split so fast, and why are we running away?
Also,
Okay.
if we have to try to pass it off later that we just didn't get around to sending our own beacon, that's a small lie. It's still, I think, preserving the option to leave discreetly is more important.
Right. And not sending a signal is not a crime, so we're good either way.
Right.
Plus, part of our story could also be we responded to the
I
signal.
didn't lie. I just
down-
didn't tell you.
There you go.
Part of our story could be too that we responded to the signal. We went down there and we saw all this heinous stuff, and we got afraid and we ran away.
Let's
Nothing
get
like
our-
a capitalist coward to sell the story.
Right. It'd be worse than finding everybody dead down there is finding everybody alive.
Well, there's that too.
All right, Max
So let's get
Decker,
our
make your
let's get our
planetfall
stuff
roll.
There I go. Piloting. Just 2.
Two successes.
Look at you.
Yep. So you have a piloting stunt, which I think about all you can really do is show off. There's not a lot of
Yeah, there's not a
piloting
whole lot.
stunts.
You
Yeah.
get it done faster, maybe. Get us down there as quick as possible.
I gotta find my stunts list.
You can only show off, or you can do a +1 to a later roll.
Oh,
I'll take the +1.
all right. That's easy. That's easy. All right, very good. All right, so everyone straps in, and you're in for that rough 6-hour ride as you guys start to make planetfall, cut into the atmosphere and whatnot. And we'll cut through it a little bit. You guys come down onto Alpha Casea II. You're coming up on the colony. Just from a quick flyover, everything looks exactly like it did when you were here the first time. It doesn't look like anything is any different. There's still the big smoking blast area to the northeast, and the colony itself is still there. So,
Um,
How about you set us down as close as possible this time?
Well, and I was going to suggest before we set down, could we expand our flyover a little bit to see if there's anything else here other than this colony? Because I'm not sure how much we checked out all the surrounding area before. I thought we just kind of
No, you kind of just went into the colony.
flew
itself.
over it,
Yeah.
saw it, and landed.
Well, what does this contact want primarily as far as samples collected? She was interested in the biological samples the most,
I think
or
so.
is she?
Correct. And
So let's set-
specifically the pathogen, if you can get a sample of it.
Well, let's make sure to nail that, and then we could branch out afterwards. I think we should land as close as possible, so we don't have to like make a bazillion checks and waste time coming back to the ship because of the O2 situation.
All right. So if you're going to attempt to land closer to the colony out and not on a landing pad, I will make Max do a piloting check for that.
And you get a +1 from your last
Right.
He's
6
got
hours.
this. Man's a boss.
Yeah, so it'll be a +3. You want me to do that now?
You the man.
All right. +3.
It'd be terrible if you crashed. It'd be horrible. I'd be so upset.
You look
Oh,
the thought of
jeez.
Yeah, look at
Well,
that.
don't you, does that add a die to another roll? I think it adds an automatic success, doesn't it?
No, in the piloting, it just
Oh.
adds a die.
Oh, okay. I'm
That's
sorry.
a die.
Yeah, I'm not as familiar with those.
So you've got 2 stunts.
Just pluses.
Just 2 plus 1's. Perfect.
barrel roll, Jim.
So yeah, you land Magellan, because the landing pad is a kilometer away. You land Magellan probably just 150 meters from the front main gate.
Nice.
As close as you can on flat ground without landing in their wheat field or their vegetable garden. Such as it is, and so you are on the ground.
Awesome.
So
Awesome sauce. Well, I'd like to do some scans to see if we can see anything once we're on the ground here.
okay.
Max,
Alright.
do you think you should stay on board like you did last time, but also
absolutely.
not only monitor us, but also monitor the progress of that ship?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's my plan. Okay, so I'm doing contact. And... Okay.
Yeah, and you get +2 for the ship sensors.
Oh, that's right.
Good thing too.
Oh yeah, 1 success. All right. And you were what? You were just scanning the area basically.
Correct. Just scanning the immediate area so to see if there's anything out there that wasn't there before.
So the ship sensors are picking up motion in the woods. Kind of like a motion tracker would. You're not sure what it is, but a couple hundred meters north of the colony in the forest. Beyond that, you're not really picking up anything.
All right, you got something alive down here. Either alive or mechanical moving around. In which direction is it at?
It's north of the colony.
North of the kind. We don't know the distance though.
A
right,
couple
For a
hundred
few
meters.
hundred meters. So it's something
How
maybe
big
we'll
is it?
Well, before we run off, what's our
Uncertain.
plan?
I'm
Yep.
sorry, Rudy. You asked how big is it, and uncertain. Not enough information.
I was just thinking those PDTs, we probably should have inserted them before we went into cryo. How long does that whole thing take?
You're talking about a turn of work for each one you program and a turn of work to insert it.
Yeah. I'm not sure I want to spend the time doing that now. We probably
I
should
think we
have done
screwed the pooch on that one.
it.
That's
Yeah,
all
we
right.
should have done it before we jumped to FTL.
What do you think about maybe Max dusting off and taking a look over whatever the motion is before we go in?
Well,
Sure.
that's that's another piloting roll to land.
The guy's got 32 dice. He'll be fine.
All right, it's your call. I'm just thinking that the
Whoa.
easy to the easy to grab specimens were from some of the bodies that were there that haven't gone poof. Right, there were
Definitely.
some bodies, so those will be the easy samples to get. Um, I don't know if there's anything. You're the doctor. Is there anything in that black ash stuff that when they go poof and it rains down a big pile of black ash? I don't know if that's any good. What other samples do we have? And then there's data, right? One of you guys want to download again the data that we downloaded the first time? So we have a number of tasks inside there.
Can I make a recommendation about that? And
Okay.
I mean, at the risk of, well, we're already taking enough risks. It seems like we should probably destroy the data as it exists here when we're done. It preserves the value of what we're doing. It could potentially throw the UPP off our trail.
Well, and certainly there are some. There was some video of us.
There's still recording equipment going on here. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we don't want anything showing us. And from our last trip, in other words, if we left it all there, there'd be some video of us showing up over a month ago.
They would know we came back for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should get rid of that.
Good idea. Download it, erase it. So what do you guys think? What's the first priority? Because I don't necessarily want to split up the group. Is the first priority the motion in the woods or the samples? Or do we just do a flyover to see if we can see what the motion was? But if it's in the woods,
And Max, track that motion.
The ship sensors, it was indistinct. It was there was some. You don't know if it was one large thing or multiple small things. Native fauna, what have you. You just don't
spiders.
know.
All right. Well, I mean, it's a risk just being here, guys. So I say we get out, get what we need to get, make sure that we satisfy the contract. It shouldn't take too long because we've done it before. We don't have to, search. And I don't even know that we really need to split up. We could take a couple cryos with us, put some bodies in the boxes.
There were bodies in the same room where we found the data center, right?
I think that was Ivan's room. I don't think there was a dead guy in there, but that was a while ago.
But there were dead guys well along the way.
There's dead guys everywhere along the way. Yeah.
And then there's a good chance that movement in the woods might have been some more of those mutated pig things. So that might be a good sample to grab for her after we do the main thing.
All right, so everybody grab a weapon. Everybody that's going, grab a suit. We should take at least one cryo box with us.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll just take the power loader and grab the cryo box, and I'll walk out there. We'll all walk out there, but I'll walk out with the power loader and the box.
Okay, here's the plan then. I think the scientists will be in charge of gathering the samples. Dwayne will assist, and Vickers and I will do security.
Yeah, that sounds right.
You guys want to leave me? Do we have enough rifles with motion trackers? I can stay with the ship on the outside and.
Yep, I think you need to stay and make sure we don't get surprised. And make sure nobody creeps up on us. And let's do it. In and out.
Okay.
Did we come down here in a drop ship or did we land the Magellan?
The Magellan.
Okay.
And Max, you were keeping the ship's records. Was that
Right.
Max? Who was
Yeah,
keeping?
right.
I took 2 of the 4047 reloads and put them on my character sheet.
Okay.
So I have 3 on me now, which should be sufficient. But just so you know, they're not in the ship stores anymore.
I also took one submachine gun and one reload. What do those guns weigh?
The submachine gun is 1 weight,
And how much is a reload?
1/4.
And what about our suits? Do they go on as weight?
Yeah, the suits, the Mark 35s, I think are weight 2. Yeah, the Mark 35s are weight 2.
That's what I
Okay.
seem to remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to leave my personal med kit back in the ship stores. If we could do that, and my video
Um,
camera then.
Okay. Is there anything you want me to carry? Because I have some encumbrance.
I'll take that med kit if you want me to carry it.
Sure, and then
That's
my
a
other
good
thing
idea.
is a digital video camera, so Dwayne might want to have that.
Okay, is
Med
that
kit weighs 1
Medkit's a quarter slot.
quarter?
quarter slot.
Yeah, it's
How
just
much is
like
surgical
it's just a little first aid kit basically. It's a
And
bunch
is
of
the-
band-aids.
What's
How
the
much is the
digital
surgical?
camera weigh?
And the video camera is a half or something.
Let's see here. Sorry, somebody threw a package at me, so I'm trying to figure out what it is. Weapons, weapons, weapons. I get it. I don't need weapons. I need. Where is it?
They're right in the same area.
Yep.
Other
The
gear.
vision devices. Where are the?
So my encumbrance is it's twice your strength, right?
Correct. Is your max?
So I can, yeah. So I have a lot of. I have. How much does a Mark 1 pressure suit weigh? 1?
2.
2. Okay, so then I have 5 encumbrance to play with.
We'll just say the video camera carries a half slot because I can't find it off the top of my head.
Yeah, I didn't see it in there either.
Oh, jeez.
All right. So the way that'll work then is let me close this window I'm in. I'm going to go ahead and put the video camera in one of my slots, and then when you want to use it, we'll have to trade something.
Okay, so alien accounting is going to start kicking my ass here. If I was doing this tabletop, I would have, maybe hand-drawn cards for each one of these items, so we wouldn't have to do the pencil accounting. Marty, you have any suggestions how to handle this?
I honestly, I'm a little distracted at the moment.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Have you
Let's
guys?
take a break, Marty, while you do that.
Let's
It's
take a
about
break.
time
Have you
for a
guys
bio
heard of?
anyway.
In Search of Tomorrow. It was a Kickstarter. It was supposed to be the definitive '80s sci-fi documentary. And if you backed it at a certain level, you got In Search of Darkness, which was the '80s,
Yeah.
the '80s horror. So that I forgot all about this. I backed this thing months ago, and it just showed up. So there's the Blu-ray
That's cool.
of that, and then the dual Blu-rays of the horror documentary, which I don't know if you can see with the glare. And then it
Very
came
cool.
with this big thing in a tube, which looks like a poster, or it's a couple posters. So.
All right.
Sorry, I was like a
You
kid in a
and,
candy store for a minute.
I'm going to go get a bite and a cup of coffee.
So, Vickers, did you take a weapon? Jesse may not be there yet.
I was going to ask you a question related
go
to
ahead.
that particular question that you just asked. Is it possible for Rudy to introduce Vickers to the basics of firearms so he can at least use one without a penalty?
Yeah, there's absolutely there's no penalty. He just doesn't have if he doesn't have any points in ranged combat. He just won't get that
So he just
advantage.
gets his attribute, and
Correct.
that's whatever agility, and that's what he rolls against.
Correct. Is Jesse there? Does anyone hear him? I don't think he's there.
I don't think so.
Okay, we'll just give him a minute. So I'll start with Bob. Looking at the ship stores, you guys have 2 of the Stratsol AR-40s. Bob took one of those, and he took the one that had the M314 motion. He took the one with the scope on it. And both have flashlights attached. Rudy, did you take any additional weapons, or you've got your AK and your Magnum?
No, I don't take the AK. I just take the mag.
Okay.
I mean, I have a ton of crap on my inventory, which puts
Yeah.
me at an encumbered state, but I don't take most of it. I don't take all those reloads. I almost need like a inventory, like a what I leave on the ship and what's in my pocket. But my plan is to just take the Magnum
Okay.
and let's see, what else do I have here? Give me a second.
Yeah, because you got to have 2 points for the suit.
I'm back. Sorry for any delay.
Oh no, you're fine. It's all good.
Yeah, I think she'll just take the mag, a flashlight, a couple of things in AvPvE, some reloads, the suit. That's it.
Okay.
No, not right now.
All right, and Jim, you're staying on board ship. All right. Roughneck Dwayne Dunning, are you taking anything extra from the ship, or you've got the AK? You've got an AK, don't you?
Yeah, so I was gonna take the AK with some extra reloads.
Yeah, you guys have 7 in storage.
Yeah, so what I took 2 out. That was the accounting before the break.
Okay.
And that gives me the loaded weapon plus 3 reloads on hand. That should be sufficient.
Okay. All right. Very good.
And remember, even though I'm staying on the ship, I do need, or at least I'd like to have a weapon with a motion tracker so I can keep an eye out for the tree line or direction of wherever that movement goes. If we have enough.
Oh, what can the ship sensors do that for you?
Yeah, I don't know.
She's the best.
Sorry, I was doing 2 things at once. Can the ship sensors do what?
Well, what I'm looking for is to keep the ship safe. My first idea is just a weapon with a motion tracker, and I can stay outside the ship and keep scanning. Otherwise, Dwayne suggested, I don't know if we have like passive sensors or active
I don't know
sensors.
that the ship sensors are really the best for that. They're certainly meant for a much grander scale, rather than detecting motion in the short term or in the short range on a small scale. So, in which case you would probably want the because you guys have a second of the Stratsol AR-40s that has the M314 attached to it, the motion tracker. So you'd probably want that, or it's an M316, I should say. Let me fix that. Which I posted the stats for the different weapons in the chat. And then Andy, you were taking. Oh, Bob, how many did you take reloads as well, Bob?
Yeah, 2.
Okay, all right, perfect. And Andy, you took one of the SMG 20s.
Yeah, I have an SMG 20, nap relieve, 1 reload.
Okay.
And I think I have this right. I have to take my suit, right? What is it, Mark 35?
Yep.
So I have a Mark 35, a PDAT, my PDT, my SMG 20, a reload, and a nap relieve, and I have my encumbrance at 5.25, which is important because I only get up to a 6. But I look at the book to do that. I've just been adding and subtracting. So I don't know if it's really on.
All right. And I'm holding your video camera for you.
Right.
But it sounds like you would have had just enough room to carry that if it's half the slot.
Yeah, at which point I would have had to give all the samples probably over to you and Jake.
But I didn't think about that. All right.
Yeah, we can handle that. However, though,
that's fine.
We have options.
And Vickers, are you taking a weapon from the ship stores?
So I'm an awful shot. But I can if the group thinks it's important.
Well, and from that standpoint, from a mechanics standpoint, if you wanted a weapon that would give you the best bonus, that would be the SMG 20. Gets a +3 bonus. But that's up to you guys in the group whether or not you even take one. I don't even know if that's really in your character.
My character will take one if the group thinks it's important.
Just don't shoot me.
I think it's important that we all have the ability to defend ourselves.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. What was the?
Even if it's not much of an ability, at least you can do something.
That's
Yeah.
all SMG.
Yeah, SMG 20. Yep. And you taking any reloads with that?
I'll take one.
One.
If I need more than one reload, I was never going to make it out anyways.
All right. So what I did was I updated all the ship stores based on what everybody took.
Okay, Napoli takes nothing.
All right. So let's do this, and then last but not least, Dwayne Dunning, you are going to be climbing into the power loader. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So the good news to that is the power loader also gives you 3 additional armor. So
So Dwayne Dunning can carry the cryo box or what have you.
That was the plan. Grab a cryo box and
Good
walk
thinking.
it.
Good thinking.
Walk it out there.
all right. So let's do this. Why don't I drag everybody over here?
Does it hurt?
All right, so you guys should all see the map, the colony
I
screen
do.
now. Who am I missing on there? Okay, so just so I'm straight, Max, are you staying on board the ship, or are you actually coming off the ship and like hanging outside of it with the?
I would come off the ship, hang out outside the entrance, and
Okay,
just
with the motion tracker.
continuously scan with the motion tracker, and be ready to alert if there's anything out there.
Okay.
And Max, could you set up Apollo to watch the time for us and give us an alarm at 23 hours?
Sure. Hey Siri, set timer for 23 hours.
Awesome.
And I don't know if the ship sensors can be put on. I don't want to confuse Star Trek versus Alien Universe with active, passive scanning, long range, short range.
I mean, you can tell Apollo to if you want Apollo to hit a sensor scan every so often.
1 sec. 23 hours. Starting now.
You asked for that.
That's
I
right.
did.
If you want Apollo to do a sensor scan every so often, Apollo can do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Max,
Okay.
can you keep an eye on that Russian vessel too?
How often do you want to set
That's-
that for?
I mean, does it have? Does it take up resources, or does it transmit our location?
No, it's just a question of how often the damn GM has to roll Apollo. That's all.
Oh, I see. So, I mean, I would guess that every. No, this is for the orbital scan, right?
Right.
Yeah, every half hour.
Okay. All right. Every 3 turns or so. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, I can do that. That's easy. And if it detects something, it's just going to send out a general alert to you guys on comms, basically.
Yeah, so it goes out to everybody who has comms,
Perfect.
not just me. Thank
All right.
you.
Very good. All right, so yeah, you guys pile out from the ship. Everybody is loaded to bear. Dwayne's in the power loader, which should Dwayne get attacked while he's in the power loader, he's got 8 armor total because he gets 5 from the suit plus 3 from the power loader.
I can actually take my other stuff back, the camera and the what is it, the med kit.
Okay.
I was off about my encumbrance by a couple of points. So,
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I had just been shuffling it around as I picked stuff up and went. I got it wrong somewhere along the way.
All right. Well, I'm going to take it off the video camera off my sheet.
All right. Jim, you there? Oh, there he is. Jim, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here. It's telling me rabbits are getting overloaded and trying to figure out why.
All right, no sweat. Right.
Okay.
So you guys pile out from the ship. What's the plan?
Well, I think we should make our way as close to Ivan as possible all together.
Yeah,
And,
Ivan's here.
Yeah. Go inside. I don't know if that suit, the loader, will fit inside the habitat, will it?
It would not. No, it can
Okay.
obviously move anywhere outside, and it can of course go into the vehicle depot because that's where it came from. But all the other doors are standard size, so it's not
Yeah.
going inside.
Last time when we pulled the cryopod out, we dragged it into the courtyard, and then I picked it up with the power loader.
Right. Well, okay, I think the smart place to stay together. So let's
We
go to
can-
the courtyard. There was a ton of bodies in the courtyard. We could grab dust. We could grab bodies.
We could also go back to the mutated livestock in the back. They had the wall torn down. We could power loader through that.
All right, let's save that for last because we'll move from left to right. So we'll go courtyard, Ivan, and I think this is order of importance too. Courtyard, Ivan, and then we'll get some livestock. And I think that we should be pretty good.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and ask for observation rolls.
You can ask.
Ooh, best scientists in all the galaxy.
Yeah.
Well, he's distracted with a little cutie on his lap right now.
That's right.
Can't really concentrate when he's getting his face licked.
I know. It's tough. It's a tough life over here.
Did I not drag Jim over?
Oh, girl.
I'm showing him. Oh, we'll let him reconnect.
We just lost him, yeah.
Yeah, he said he's not seeing the colony map. Oh, you know why? I know why he's not seeing the colony map.
Does Token not have vision?
Yeah, Jim. You're
Yeah.
not seeing the colony map.
No.
It's because you never went ashore with the original group, so your
Oh.
token never explored. So give me
Got it,
one second.
okay.
Let me do this. You should start seeing parts of the map now.
You know, it gave me an error about my. For some reason, it just started giving me an error about hardware, like acceleration for graphics not being handled. Yeah, it was weird. Let me switch to a different browser. You guys go ahead. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, his vision was off too. Let me fix that. Because everybody else, you guys should basically see the colony map you saw before, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I see too.
Yeah.
Roger.
Well, his character, his token should now have vision, so I'm just moving him through the map just to reveal it for him. Because while he wasn't with you guys, I mean, he would know the layout of the place, right? Because you guys were all there. All right. Meanwhile, observation rolls. Dwayne had 2 successes. Vickers had a success, and Rudy had 2. Did Jake or Roman? Did you guys want to push your rolls, or are you good?
I'm good.
Okay. Jim.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I'll hit reconnect real quick. Jim, you there? Oh. He wasn't loading, so I reconnected, and then he was there, but he closed before I could say anything to him. Jim, you there?
Yeah, I'm here now. Still no map.
Still no map.
Yeah, we just did.
Does the token itself have settings for vision? Like if you left click on it, go to settings, has vision?
Yeah, his vision's
I-
on.
Yeah, no, wait, I see something now. I have like, yep, now I see myself moving through. Yeah,
Okay.
I see the fog of war.
All right, good.
Okay, I'm not sure what was happening here, but okay. Yeah, now I got grayed out and I see the fog of war. And I'm in room 11? Yeah,
Yep.
room 2, 11, yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, so you should
Okay,
be
I'm
to go.
good. Thank you.
You bet. Everyone can hear and see Jim too?
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the observation rules. Thank you very much. So just a quick look outside. The main gate, the control panel next to the main gate has been cracked open. The main gate right there, it's actually been cracked open, and it looks like a bypass had been run on it. So the gate is actually standing wide open.
So you mean this is not what we did to it? Somebody else has come in here and screwed
Correct.
around since we left.
Correct.
Great.
Through the open main gate. Pardon me one second. Sorry. Through the open main gate, you see that center courtyard where you guys had before seen the blackened bodies, the bodies that looked like they had been, almost calcified, turned black, and as well as the piles of ash with the empty clothing that was just strewn about. All of that is gone, and the entire area is scorched black. And then, Rudy, I'm going to give you an extra piece of information because you had 2 successes. I'm handling the stunt a little bit differently. You guys are standing right there outside. You've got the vegetable garden to the left and the wheat field to the right. Both of them are overgrown and wilting. All the plants seem to be dying. There's weeds, there's tall weeds, all sorts of stuff. But there's also something, and it first catches your eye in the wheat field, something you've never seen before. It looks like, and you do not remember it being here in your original visit, because it's just so different that you're sure you would have noticed them before. But attached to some of the wheat on the edge of that field is a clutch of 3 dark brown orbs. They almost look like a fungus of some sort.
All right, I'll point it out to the rest of the group. Looks like we've got something spreading in that field. We might need a sample of that. But before we do, everybody, let's have our weapons out and drawn and be ready for possible engagement. Can we look into... looking into the courtyard, can we see any of the doors? Are they open to the inside of the hab? Are they open, or are they closed, or what's the situation with that?
The only door that you can really see at this angle is the one straight ahead that went into command, and that door is closed. But you can see that the control panel also has been bypassed.
Looks like somebody might have sterilized this area on purpose.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to find anything, but let's be systematic about it. Since we're here, can you guys just take a quick look into that wheat field, the scientists, and we'll send... Who else is left then? Okay, we'll send Dwayne with the scientists to get some wheat samples. Matthew and I will hang out here.
What should I do with this cryopod?
Well, you could probably...
How big are those orb things now that he pointed them out?
Yeah.
They're, like I said, on the wheat where you can see them, there's 3 of them, and each of them is a little bit clustered together, and each of them is a little bit smaller than a golf ball.
Oh, okay.
I'll get on the radio.
Should I set this cryopod down here in the courtyard then?
Yeah, I'd set it right here outside the door until we decide to go in.
All right, and I don't see any need for walking around with this power loader. I guess I'll get out of the power loader and leave it in the courtyard so we can use it.
It'd be overkill to watch you pick dandelions with the power loader.
I know.
Kind of funny, though.
It does have a nice armor rating, though.
I'll get on the radio and let Max know that we might not be alone here. Somebody's been here since we've been here last.
Well, Max is still pretty much right there.
Oh, okay. He's close enough to see this. I guess so, right? Because we landed like 100 yards from it.
Yeah.
Do you think I guess the UA has ships faster than ours. They could have come, burned everything up, and left. Tried to get rid of all the evidence.
Or the Commonwealth. What are they called again?
3WE?
3W.
Oh, is that what you were just saying?
No, I said UA.
Okay. Yeah, but maybe I keep calling them the Englishmen, but I can't remember. UA. Maybe they got interested too. I mean, there could be a lot of actors here. Ultimately, I don't care as long as there's not somebody waiting there with guns, getting ready to ambush us.
Well, Spencer's didn't pick up anything, and let's just maybe make sure we use the motion tracker and get out before another ship comes into orbit.
Max, make a
Right.
power roll, by the way. I was just thinking about the motion tracker.
Yeah, I was looking up the rules for that too. Give me a second.
All right. Well, Docs, are we going to walk over towards this wheat?
Which the motion tracker's got 4 power on the 316?
The 316 is 3 power.
Oh, it's 3 power. All right, so go ahead and make a 3 power roll.
Okay. Second.
Who wants to take a sample of the for lack of a better word, the fungus? Because you're not even sure it is a fungus, but that's what it looks like.
Is this going to involve a skill roll?
Yeah, I would make it involve a survival roll. Okay.
Jake has got an 8. Does anybody have a better survival?
Didn't roll anything.
That's weird.
Oh, did you put a modifier of 3 in or something?
Oh, I
like that?
did.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
make the power number 3 and then roll it.
That's what I did. I see. Wait,
Yeah.
I thought
Did
I
you put a
that.
plus mark?
There we go.
There we
All
go.
right, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
To answer you, Bob, I do not come close to that 8. Not even close.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I have a 7, but of course I would help.
Yeah, so you could gain a die of help from Mitchell for the help. Wow, 3 successes. What do you want to do with your 2 stunts?
On survival, huh?
Survival.
There's not much he can do. He can give 1 success to another player in the same trouble.
You can,
Gain +1 mod to a later
Yeah.
skill.
But let's do that.
You can bank it, yeah, because you're going to be looking at that thing a lot.
2 +1s to a later survival roll. That's fine.
Yep.
As the biologist and the geneticist are collecting that, pardon me, a couple things happen. Number one is, Max, your motion tracker for a moment, just a moment, starts to beep, and it's coming from the woods to the north of the colony. It's just on the very edge of the range on that thing. It's just over here for a second. And just for a moment, you all think you heard something that almost sounded like a dog barking. Not sure what it was, but what you do know is that there was absolutely no sign of fauna whatsoever the last time you came here. And now you've got motion in the woods and what sounds like some sort of animal. So you can all gain a point of stress for that. The other thing that happens is Jake and Roman, Mitchell Roman, while you guys are attempting to collect these 3 fungal orbs, one of them, as you are collecting them and getting them into your sample container, one of them actually seems to deflate. And if you two would make an observation roll for me. Very good. If you two weren't scientists, and if you weren't so observant and know what you're looking for, you probably wouldn't have even seen it. But you are fairly certain that when this thing deflated, it issued spores of some kind.
Like the big flower on Star Trek?
That's right.
Just like that.
Just like that.
This happened when we touched it.
It happened as you were collecting it into your container. Yeah.
So it's like right in front of our faces.
Correct. Of course, you have your suits on.
Oh yeah, okay. So just look over. Jake, did you see that?
Yes, so I guess that's one way of it spreading.
Looks that way. I would probably try to, if possible, if it's up to me, move the container a little bit to make sure we collect some of the spores.
I gotcha. That's fine. Absolutely, I'll let you do that.
Yeah, there's probably still some coming out of it anyway, but
Right, exactly. Because it happened as you were putting it in. So
um,
By the way, I wanted to say I'm not a scientist, so I've got my AK out and I'm just in an Overwatch.
that's fine.
I would take a look around and see if there's anything else that seems out of the ordinary. Because if there is, we should collect it, and if not, I think we should make a quick decision about how we're going to investigate this place or whether we should just go.
As you start to to look around, throughout the wheat field, you see more. There's not a ton of them, but every little bit you see more of these clutches of this fungus or whatever they are.
Do you think we need more samples, Jake?
Well, I think we've already got spores and two spore orbs, so that should be enough, I guess, to
I
hand
agree.
over. The question is, do we want to burn the wheat to destroy whatever's growing here?
I guess I don't have strong feelings one way or another. I mean, if we think that
Do we
it's
care?
possible that
The
Is this a
UPP is
conversation
coming.
between the scientists, or is this like on comms? Are we involved or not?
Yeah, I'll do it over comms.
yeah, I don't have a problem if it's over comms.
I would say let's get going. I mean, we don't even know what that stuff is.
Okay, let's head on to try and get the data from Ivan again.
Exactly.
Yeah,
If there's any left.
If there's any left.
All right.
Maybe check
Go ahead.
Ivan to see what type of override code was used. I mean, because obviously, if there's someone's been here, they know we've been here, and then we should probably know who our friend's going to be. If they're Russian, if they're American.
Well, let's regroup at the door if we can.
Okay.
Let's go into the courtyard as a group with the aim of going to empty Ivan's brain,
All right.
looking
And-
for anything that's changed since the last time we were here.
And Max is staying outside at the ship.
Yeah, I'm actually now. Can this door be operated reliably? Can we close it behind us?
It actually looks like that it has been permanently damaged. It's not going to close. You're talking about the big main gate, right?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll get on the radio and ask Max to tell us if he sees anything coming from behind. Obviously, he will, but I'm just putting it out there in the space so he's thinking about it.
All right.
Yeah, and we do have on this particular ship. Does it take a number of turns to close the hatch, or?
No, I mean it's probably a round worth of work just to close up the ship.
You know, you
Yeah.
might want to get back aboard. We don't know what's out here, man.
Yeah, but you don't want me to do Overwatch out here with the motion tracker?
Can you overwatch with? I'm assuming the ship has external cameras. Can you overwatch using the ship sensors?
Yeah, I don't know how that would compare to having a motion tracker outside.
It would be less precise, I would think.
You're there by yourself, so be careful, man.
Yeah, I'll be close to the ship, maybe 1 foot on the ramp.
All right.
So, listen, Decker, if you have to get back inside, I know it takes a second, but make sure you do the complete decontamination protocol. We don't know how much of this spore we could have collected or drifting around in the air.
Yeah, good thinking. Let's assume we're all
Roger.
highly
Yeah.
contaminated.
Yeah, we all need to go through it maybe twice before we
Okay.
get off.
Okay,
You know,
so
a thought just occurred to me. We're now in the perfect position to be made scapegoats.
Which is what I was worried about back on Arcturus.
Yeah, we
Say
definitely
the
have to get in and
UPP
get out.
We got to get out of here because what's to say the UPP doesn't say we came in and murdered everyone?
Well, maybe the Ivan's cameras are still recording.
All right,
Maybe.
let's
Probably
move.
All right. So you guys all. So let's move. You guys are moving into the courtyard. The power loader, you're out of the power loader, correct? It's just parked
Correct.
outside.
It's parked in the courtyard. I parked it in the
Oh,
courtyard
in the courtyard. All right, perfect.
with the cryopod sitting on the ground.
All right, and and then Max Decker's sitting right there. Okay, perfect. Um, so looking around the courtyard again, there's nothing left. It's nothing but ash and scorch marks. There's no clothing, there's no bodies, there's no anything. The the large door leading into the vehicle depot has been bypassed, as well as the door going into command.
Is it possible to, on the way to command, to take a quick look in the door of the depot? There was at one point a body there, if I remember correctly.
There was not.
There was not.
No,
Okay,
there
maybe
was
it was
not.
the room.
There were two bodies
The
up
two
in
rooms leading up
habitation,
to it. Right. Okay. I remember now. The one room leading up to it had a body in it, and there was some in the
and there was a
bunk
body
room.
down here.
Yeah. Um,
That was a
You
good
know what,
time
let-
for an air roll, I think.
Everyone's breathing heavy.
I thought about reminding you once, and then I remembered I don't want to be the kid who.
of course. That guy who hates it the most.
Wait, what's our
That
air
means
rating supposed to be?
4.
4.
That means that if you roll panic, you lose an air, right? That's how
Yep.
it is.
Yep. So
All right, well, we're doing substantially better than last time.
you are.
Yeah, not to make a GM recommendation, but I think we might have just started with the rolls a little early before. I feel like we made one really quick after we got off the ship.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
if it was me, I'd probably just wait a little bit. So it's like, okay, at which point does it make sense? Because it doesn't make sense
Well,
unless you have a decompression
except-
issue. If you got off the ship and all of a sudden it's like, what am I leaking?
Yeah.
Except you have to
least
remember we walked a kilometer
Yeah,
before. to get
that's
here.
what it was, though.
So
Last time
that's
you were a
true.
kilometer away.
we did 10 times more walking in a tenth of the time last time.
Yeah, that makes sense. We really just kind of like meandered around outside the courtyard here.
That's it. All right. So you guys have moved into the courtyard. So what's the plan? Which way are we going?
All right, there's nothing retrievable in the courtyard. We've established that.
Doesn't look like it, no.
All right, let's head towards Ivan.
Towards Ivan. So you're moving into here. You're moving into
Okay.
command. Ivan's in number 8.
Who's leading?
I assume
Rudy, you and lead.
Works for me.
All right, I'll pick up the rear.
I got my flashlight and weapon both drawn.
All right.
And my main job is to watch our backs.
So command is much as it was when you guys left it. It's empty. The 3 doors here have all been bypassed. None of them are standing open. But the one going into command, which was bypassed on the outside, as you guys approached it, it just opened up. It's been bypassed such that if anyone goes up to it, it just opens. Looks like the same thing's going on with the 3 doors in here. The one to the north, you remember, goes to medical. This one went down to these individual crew quarters, and then this one right here was the one that went into Ivan. As you guys all funnel in, you get an alert from Apollo. The alert from Apollo's voice comes over your comms and says, "Warning, unknown vessel exiting atmosphere, approaching landing pad."
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Shit.
Apollo,
Ready.
is this different than the Russian
Yeah,
destroyer?
No, Apollo's your ship's AI.
No,
You're
I know.
asking
I'm
Apollo.
asking
I'm sorry.
Apollo. Is this a different ship than the Russian destroyer, seeker, hunter thing?
Class unknown.
oh, well then it's different because it would know.
It's on the way here. ETA.
5 minutes.
Okay, Max, get the ship out of here. Everybody else, prepare for contact.
Max, make a power roll on your motion tracker, please.
Okay.
All right, so drop your motion tracker to 1. The motion tracker is dinging over here. You can't see it. It's just within the tree line around the corner of the colony. multiple
Shit.
signals moving, and you hear a combination of what sounds almost like canine howling and barking, but it's not like any dog you've ever heard. That's the closest thing your mind can bring it to. You're also picking up a motion tracker blip coming from this area.
Oh, Christ. Okay, so I relay that back to the team inside the complex. We've got contact north, contact south, animal noises to the north.
Game over, man. Game over.
We gotta get the ship out of here because
Yeah,
we're out of ship.
okay.
We're fucked. Everybody
Okay,
else, okay, science crew, secure the doors in here. Make sure that the doors leading out into Ivan are locked. And let's set up some fields of fire.
Should we maybe just try to run for the ship and get out of here too?
I mean, you said 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, but we're not far away.
We're right inside the door.
I bet you can run here. I can get it
All
spun
right,
up
if you guys
and
want to try it.
can-
5 minutes doesn't sound like a real long
Well,
time.
here's how long does it take to
And there's a
decontaminate?
contact inside the compound.
There
Feels
is,
like we're about to get rushed to me.
yeah, there's definitely a contact inside the compound. It's Max. It's coming from the direction of the distance and direction puts it in the vehicle depot. And in terms of, I mean, decon is probably a 1 minute process.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'll go up the ramp, close the ramp, hit decon, and get ready to bring the ship up and look for landing spots opposite side of the complex from the landing pad.
You
with
could
some distance
probably
between.
set her. You could probably set her down over here because there's no tree cover there, but that's also setting her down in the radiation zone. Well,
Yeah,
then again,
well,
you're all in spacesuits, so I don't think that's an issue.
Well, and I'm gonna loiter out of sight until we can figure out how to get these guys extracted. Well, actually, where did you point to?
You could land over here. That's
I
where
don't
where there was some sort of blast that you don't a kilometer wide blast radius over here.
I see. Okay, I'm gonna relay that position to the team and jump the ship over there.
All right.
All right. So Roman,
You can make a piloting roll for that, and then
Get what
I'll
you need
cut
to
over
from
to the
Ivan.
group real quick.
Oh, and you have a pilot success banked still, right?
Well, it's just a
I
plus
do.
one.
It's a plus
That's
one,
right,
so
yeah.
it'll only be plus 3 then. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you're plus your feet.
Oh, look at that.
Ah.
Roll your panic.
It's all right. I have nerves of steel, so I get to get a -2 mod to all panic rolls.
Right.
All right, so go ahead and roll it and then subtract 2 points.
Right.
Yeah, because it doesn't bring up a modifier button. So it's a 3. It's a holding it together. Oh shoot! And I apologize. Who didn't make their wits roll to learn their their new talent back on Arcturus?
Me.
Me.
You can both make a second roll on that. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Just straight wits, and we ignore. Oh, no luck, Jake. All right, that's fine. You have next time. Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. I should have handled that earlier. You guys will have to remind me about that. My fault.
Okay.
All right. So everything Max is going to do is going to take a couple of minutes. Max, as you close the door before your signal got blocked, the motion tracker, the blips had moved closer to your position. The one coming from the vehicle depot, from what you could tell, was right there. And then the others looked like they had turned the corner, but you didn't get to turn the corner here, but you didn't get to see them before they before the door shut. All right, so now everybody who's inside command, because what Max is doing is going to take him a couple minutes. So what are you guys doing?
I think that we should send Roman and St. Clair into Ivan's room to get what we can get. And the rest of us should set up a defense. We have a nice little doorway here that makes it easy for us to defend?
Roman or Sinclair, one of you a better shot than me because I have okay contact. I can go help with Ivan. If one of you would be better on Overwatch.
Well, I've got
That sounds
range
good.
combat 1.
I have no ranged combat
Okay.
at all.
Okay,
I
so
have 0 ranged combat and 2 in agility. So I
Same.
have
how
two
about
that-
how about Vickers and Roman do Ivan? Sinclair, you might be able to get a piece of that body that's lying right next to us, while Dunning and I scan for the hostiles.
Yeah, and I can go take care of.
If we, okay,
Uh,
that body's still there.
Maybe
Well,
not.
you
We're
don't
just
know.
going off of
We
like
don't know
last
yet.
time we were here.
Okay.
Right. Probably it won't be, but he could look.
Bring it here.
All right, so just so going left to right. Vickers, what are you up to?
I'm going in Ivan to help Roman crack it.
All right, so Roman's going in Ivan as well.
Accurate.
All right. And then Dwayne Dunning, what are you up to?
All right, so I want to understand. There was a door to Ivan.
Right.
Where they just went.
Yep.
Right. A door to medical,
Right.
and then another door to the south, going to the next room.
Correct. This room is where you guys found the dead body that had the AK-47.
All right. So, and there's obviously the door we came in.
Right.
All right. Well, I've got my AK-47, and I'm going to do an Overwatch, but I'm going to go to the corner of the room to command. I guess from our perspective, the northeast corner.
Okay. So over here.
Yes.
Perfect.
I'm going to go over there, and that way then I've got a view of the door to medical and the door coming in,
Perfect.
and I'm on Overwatch.
All right. And Rudy, you are also overwatching from that position. Is that correct?
Yeah. Is there any chance that there might be some stuff around here we could barricade the door with if we have to?
Not really. No.
All right, then I'll just take a position in the doorway where I'm covered, mostly covered, and I'm scanning for targets.
Yeah, there's like desks and consoles and terminals and stuff that you guys could use for kind of partial cover, that type of thing. And then last but not least, biologist Jake Sinclair, what are you up to?
I'm trying to see if that body is there that I was asked to get some samples, and if there's nothing, I'll just go into Overwatch as well.
All right, so you head down there, and when you come down there, you do not see the body in any way, shape, or form. There's more of that black burning scorch marks where you remember it being. And you guys who are over in Ivan, so Roman, are you doing a Mitchell Roman? Are you doing a ComTech roll?
Yeah, that was my plan.
With my help, so +1.
Yep.
With Victor's help. So,
2 successes. What do you want to do with your stunt?
I want to move quickly.
Okay. All right.
As fast as possible.
Yeah, it obviously takes you a couple minutes, but as you're going through, you are coming to the realization that the camera system has been turned off, and all of the data on Ivan, every single bit of it, every colony record, every video, everything has been erased.
We got to get the fuck out of here right now.
All right, so that's going to take you a couple minutes. Jake, you get down there and you just come right back. That's a matter of probably 60 seconds. So you guys are on Overwatch. So Max, you were going to take off. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was going to take off and then find a landing spot opposite the colony from where the landing pad is, and then transmit those coordinates to them so they know where to go.
Okay.
And that's going to be in the radiation zone, right? That's actually not bad. Yeah, I'm going to land in the radiation zone. I can't see it. There's all the fog of war, but it's okay. I guess theater of the mind's fine.
That's fine. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to have you make an observation roll as you take off.
Okay.
I'm still laughing. So bad.
All right, so Max, as the ship takes off and you start to bring her about, you see a ship coming down and landing on the landing pad. You can't. You don't know what kind of ship it is. You've never seen one before. It's a drop ship of some sort. It's safe to say that you've seen UA Cheyennes, and maybe you've even seen UPP crocodiles, but you've never seen one like this. It's something in between. It's got the fixed wings of a crocodile dropship, but the generalized shape of a Cheyenne. You've never seen one like it before. The crocodiles are the UPP Space Operating Forces dropships, and the Cheyenne is a UA. As you take off and start flying away, you see the rear of the dropship open up, and a bunch of figures come running out of it.
Okay, that's great.
Um,
Can I tell if we're probably too far away to see if they're suited up or if they're...
You know what? You had 3 observation successes. That's pretty impressive. They're definitely wearing suits. Beyond that, you can't tell much. Just
All
because
right,
of
so
distance.
they may be... Yeah, so radiation probably doesn't bother them. I'll relay this information down to Rudy.
Okay. All right. And then if you wanted to drop the ship down over there, you'd need to make a piloting roll for that.
On the way. Piloting.
Landing in a place that's not a standard landing. 5
Right.
a.m. jokes.
And a panic. But the panic is -2, so it's going to be...
So it's effective 0. You're holding it together.
Yeah.
It's
But the press goes up 1.
Yeah. Your stress goes up 1?
Does it?
No.
No. Okay.
Yep. So, and you have 2 stunts, so I guess you'll probably just bank 2 +1s for later roll. All right. So he's relayed that information to Rudy that a dropship of some sort landed and some guys jumped out of it. What's the plan here, guys?
We're about to have company, so there's nothing to get here. Let's get in the back and let's get picked up. Let's get out of here.
All right. All right. So you
Okay.
guys
I'll say to
Spent all that
Dwayne.
time.
I'll tell
spent all
Dwayne
that
to take
time.
the lead.
I spent all that time painting that power loader too.
yeah, because it's out here.
We're gonna have to leave it, son
Well,
of a bitch.
there's no big doors to walk it through if we're going to go out the back.
No, you'd have to go out, get it, and walk it all the way around.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any choice at all. We really got to get out of here. So I'll tell Dwayne to take the lead, and I'll stay until everybody's out of this room. Make sure we're not getting jumped by a dog.
Were the animal pens kind of at the back of the facility over there where you're
Right
pinging?
here. Yep.
Yep.
And that was our way outside. So from here,
It's the only
I
other
don't
way
remember. I didn't think there was a door on medical
Yeah.
to the animal pens. Was there?
No, it
Oh.
comes through into here, which was the mess or the galley, and
That's
then
what I
there's a
thought.
door that goes outside right there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So we got to go around and through there. So that's where I'm heading.
All right. So we'll just have everybody's just heading into medical at this point, right?
Okay.
And-
Because
and
your
as the
plan's
last
to go
in-
north and through and out, right?
Correct.
All right.
And as the last person to leave, I don't see anything chasing us.
Not at this point, no.
Okay, that's good.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Why
Any
would
minute though.
would you assume that? All right.
And I mean, we'll also keep our eyes open for anything to pick up. So if there's any samples or anything they missed.
As you move through medical, the only thing that was in medical when you guys came through before was the exam table had a colony jumpsuit with ashes and stuff all over it. That has all been cleaned up. It's gone. The place looks sterilized. As you come into the galley, or the vest, whatever you want to call it. A lot of the refrigeration is open, and a lot of the cabinet doors are open, and you see various things. You see, rotten vegetables, spoiling food, stuff like that. But there's really not much here. As you move here into the outside area where you see, the animal pens are down here, and your ship, Max is parked out over here. He's a little ways away, obviously, as close as he could get. That rotten vegetable spoiling for a fight. Make an observation roll, everyone who's coming out there. Man, Roman having a bad time of it. Roman, you can make your panic roll, please. Holding it together, that's fine. The animal pens down here have been completely torched. They're just gone. They're just burned up and gone. All that's left is, tattered metal remnants of the cages that were holding them together. Everything is, and probably what's causing Mitchell some panic, even though this doesn't necessarily have to do with his observation roll, but Vickers, you absolutely know. You guys are hearing more of these animal sounds. Sounds, like I said, almost like a canine howling, but it's just off. Vickers, it's close. It's coming from around this corner, and it sounds like it's getting closer.
Guys, we got something to the north. This isn't right. Stand your guard.
And I have to make a roll as well on something. Bear with me one moment, please. And
Wow.
I hope that's a good sign for us.
Vickers, there's something here on top of medical. You saw a glimpse of movement for a moment, and you look and it's not there, but there was something there for just a moment.
Guys, something's on the roof of medical. Just keep your eyes open. I don't really like what's going on.
Well, what do we do? Do we make a break for the ship, or do we hunker down?
Let's move.
All right.
Yeah, we should get out of here.
All right. So here's what's going to happen, gentlemen. We're going to deal initiative cards. You knew it had to happen. It was coming.
Hey, Marty.
Yes, sir.
This might be a good time to remind you of the fast reflexes skill I have.
Yep.
So it says 2 initiative cards.
Absolutely. And
Oh
wait, Dwayne, you
I could have been trained.
It's yours. No problem.
All right.
I forgot you had that, Rudy. Good call.
Thanks, Rudy.
All right.
Thanks for teaching me.
Sweet, I helped.
It's nice when in the moment you also get a second initiative.
That's right. All right. So I'm going to give the guys with the lightning reflexes their cards first.
This is how you do it, Dwayne.
That's right. Rudy, you have a 4 and a 10. Do you want the 10? You want the 4. Okay,
yeah,
fine.
I want the 4.
You can have the
Can you do like a ready action in this game?
What do you mean precisely?
Like
You
you
can
take like an
do
Overwatch and like aim at
Overwatch
the corner.
Yeah, you can Overwatch. Taking an Overwatch is basically a fast action that reserves your slow action. So you'll be able to do that on your turn.
Got it. Thank you.
Dwayne.
And you can specify specifically what triggers it, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
if you say the first thing that moves, and we're the first thing that moves in that area, means
Blam.
That's right.
Gotcha.
Dwayne, you had a lot less luck. I'm sorry. You have a 9 and a 10.
Oh crap!
But
All right,
you can
I'll
have
take
the 9. Obviously, yeah. Please, guys, click your icon and add your initiative card for me. All right.
I gotta do. What was mine again?
You have to put on the turn order.
What's that?
Hang on a second.
Can you turn on the turn order? There you go.
Yep.
What was my card again?
I hadn't gotten there yet.
Okay.
They're currently. There we go. Okay. All right. Vickers, you're on a 3.
I'll take a 3.
Bob, you're on an 8.
Gotcha.
Decker, Max, I'm going to give you 1. You're a 2. And then that just leaves Roman, right? Roman, you're a 7. All right. So everybody's on there. Let me sort by ascending order. Okay. So here's what happens. A bunch of these little buggers. Get a good look at that?
No, I only see a sliver of it, like the tail, I think is. Oh, shit. I saw the face.
No.
Oh,
I
no,
need
I don't
to
want to
see.
see that. Get that away.
Here's your sample.
I
Yeah,
want to pretend like that's not there.
there's 4 of them, and they're small. They're very small. They are on all 4s, and they only stand maybe a foot and a half, 2 feet tall, and they're making a bizarre barking, growling sound, kind of like a dog, but no dog you've ever seen. The tails are as long as the whole rest of the body combined, and the tails seem to have kind of a sharp spike on the end of them.
Of course they do.
They're whitish gray, almost translucent. And so, all right. So Max Decker, you're a 2. What would you like to do, sir?
So I'm still in the ship, and the ramp is still up, right?
Yeah, yeah. At this point, you've set the ship down. You're on the bridge. Yep.
Well, I'm going to make my way down to the airlock.
Okay.
And I guess that's going to be my turn to.
Yeah, that's going to take you a little bit of time, but that's fine. We'll get you there. All right,
Okay.
Vickers, you are a 3.
Can I do a?
I'm technically putting them at short range. They've come around the corner of the wall so you guys can see them, but you're not engaged. So if you decide to move, you won't receive an attack for free.
Is there?
So,
Hold it.
Yeah.
There's how many came around the corner? Because there was one up on the roof.
There's you see 4.
Okay.
I'm going to use short action to move, or fast action to move the zone, and then can I use my slow action to take a shot?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And for the purposes of movement, the ship is 4 zones away.
Okay, so that gets me
All right.
within 4 zones or 3 zones.
If you use a fast action, that moves you 1 zone, so that puts you 3 zones away.
Okay, and then I'm going to shoot.
All right. We're going to call it close range, so there's no range penalty or modifier of any kind.
All right. And let me check. So that has the full auto property. That does not need a full turn, though, right? I can just use that.
If you want to use full auto, absolutely. What full auto does is it gives you +2 dice to the roll. It increases your stress automatically, and it empties the clip. Now, the beautiful thing to full auto is that you do 1 damage to your target for sure, and then you can spread additional damage to any other targets if you want to, or you can put it all on the same target.
I'm going to do that, and I'm doing that because I need all the dice I can get, and like I said, if I use both my reloads, I'm dead anyways.
Fair enough.
This is a 2 modification. Let's just be at the one in the front.
Well, Well, you have a success.
All on the closest one down here.
Okay. All right, so you do 1 damage unless you want to push that roll.
Oh, if you will let me.
Yeah, you didn't panic, so you can push.
All right, just increase this. Let's take it. 2.
All right, so 1 additional success. So you do 2 successes, and you just want to put that all into damage?
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
And just
very
on the
good.
first one, and
On the
then
closest one,
hit an
too.
empty clip.
Very good, very
Yeah.
good, very good. It does have armor, which I will roll, and it had 1 armor success. All right, so very good. All right, so and you, as you fire that submachine gun, you're probably not that familiar with firing weapons as a general rule, and it is kind of amazes you how easy it is to handle, even in full auto mode. You're, a full clip of 20 caliber bullets rake across the thing, and some black ick oozes out of where you wounded it. Very good. Rudy, it is your turn.
Sorry, darn it. I was talking this whole time and didn't realize I was muted. I do that sometimes. My bad.
It's
I
okay.
feel like an idiot. Blah, 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 blah. So, as I recall, Jesse used a fast action to move a zone over.
Correct.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep up with him so he's not alone, and
Okay.
I will take a shot on an unwounded one.
On an unwounded one. All right,
Yep.
very good.
So I'm using my revolver.
One success. You can push the roll if you choose.
I would just be doing extra damage in that case, right?
That's true. Correct. Well,
but-
maybe not. There's other range combat stunts, but yeah.
Let's see. I got my cheat sheet open, but I don't see the range combat stunts.
Or you can just leave it as it is. It's up to you.
Yeah, I think I'll leave it as it is.
Okay, very good. So and a revolver does 2 damage, correct?
That is right.
All right. Wow. You hit this thing just directly right in center mass, and there's a ricochet sound as your bullet bounces off. That was unexpected.
Holy crap.
Oh, I forgot to give you guys a point of stress because you've never seen one of these things before. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no thanks.
Do you want me to re-roll since I have
Apologies not accepted here, Marty.
Can I wait? Can I roll a d6? See if I get an extra point of damage.
Yeah, I'll let you both roll 1d6.
Oh, that was that chat. I was hopeful.
Rudy, go ahead and roll a d6 too, just see. Yeah, no luck. All right, well, it was worth a try. Gave you guys the shot. What the heck? All right. Now this is interesting.
I'll yell out, they're armored, but I guess that's obvious.
All right. Okay, that's what's going to happen then. All right, you guys hear a bizarre sound from up and behind you, up here. And I'm going to play it for you. And as it happens, there's a stream of 3 red lights that you can kind of see it across the fog, and you see 3 red dots pop up on this one right here. And then a bolt of energy. That sound right there.
I may have pooped a little just now.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Shoot, I'm having trouble. There we go. That's what I was looking for right there. Holy mother of God.
Oh my lord!
Jesus Christ.
My morale has broken utterly.
This blast
So
of
who's
blue
dead?
energy hits this one right here, and it's just blasted apart. There's bits everywhere. It is just absolutely eliminated, gone, dead, destroyed whatsoever. So, with that happening, it's up to these three to get to move. When that happens, these three, even though they don't have eyes, they no eyes that you see, you can almost see their heads turn and look up past you, and they go running straight for the side of the wall in medical, and they go climbing up there as their turn.
They climb up the wall.
They climb up the wall and on top of medical.
Wow.
And as you guys look and see, there's make observation rolls. Oh, sorry. Everyone gain a point of stress for that attack, the likes of which you've never seen before.
And then make your observation roll.
That's right, and then make your observation roll.
Do I do that?
Yeah, you can do that, but I'm going to give you a -3 because you're so far away.
Oh, so the ramp is open now?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Rudy, make your panic roll an 8, but do you have nerves of steel?
I do not. Negative.
Oh, you do not. All right, so you are trembling. You have a -2 penalty to agility. Yeah, that's the truth, Vickers.
That's what I need right now.
Wow. So there's a lot of successes. Those of you that have successes, which is like almost everybody, pretty much, except for
Not me.
Except for Dwayne Dunning. There is an indistinct shape standing on top of medical. It's hard to see it. It's like it's not there. You're seeing through it, but at the same time, there's a shimmer that's roughly humanoid, but it's big. It is very big, and these three aliens are scrambling up to meet it. It lets out, well, there's a, you hear that. You can all gain a point of stress, by the way.
Oh, Jesus.
Have you ever heard that sound before? Probably not.
Well,
oh,
Dwayne hasn't.
Dwayne, no, but Dwayne, you're definitely feeling a little uncomfortable with all this. Meanwhile, you guys watch as this you hear another sound, and from this indistinct shape that you really can't see, you see a couple of what look like long knives just appear out of nowhere and take a slash at one of these creatures. And where is his? There it is, right there. Oh, well, that's not good. All right, but he misses the target. Okay, let's see. Who's on a... We've got Mitchell Roman, you're a 7. What would you like to do?
All right, well, I can't actually see the little icons on the map for them, but they're gone now. So my main thing is I see all this, and I want to try to get to the ship as fast as possible.
Okay. All right.
So
You're not going to take a sample of this blowed up thing? Are there any pieces of this thing?
yeah, I mean, is that readily available? How close were we to it?
A fast action to move into the zone where it was, and then another action to pick up sample pieces.
My concern being that I feel like it could blow the ship out of the sky as a fast action. So
I hear you.
I'm not sure. I feel like that's the scientific thing to do, but this is a total emergency. It's hard to imagine almost anybody stopping in the middle of this and going, well, I got to get a scoop of that.
All right. Let's get the heck out of here. Maybe we can come back.
I'm going to flee for my life with my 4 stress, I'm going to just run my ass off toward the ship and cover as much distance as I can.
All right, perfect. That is
You
just
say it's
fine.
hard to imagine anyone wanting a sample of it, but have you seen Alien Covenant?
Yeah, I know.
Just go poke the egg. It's safe.
It's not even hard to imagine anyone wanting it. It's hard to imagine anyone doing it, much as it is in that movie.
Well, first you have to take your mask off and then look
Right,
at the
right, right.
for
Yeah,
some
you gotta-
inexplicable reason,
you gotta
despite
give
being
it
a trained
a-
scientist.
Tickle it a little bit. Yeah, if dumb as
Hachimon, is it a free action to take my compression suit off and inhale the spores? Like, can I just do that now?
I think that'd be a slow action.
You help yourself.
That's right. Jake, your turn.
So do I have to roll anything, mobility or anything like that?
No, because they're not. They're even though they looked like they're adjacent, they're a level above you. So I'm counting that as a zone away.
Okay, so I'm just sprinting for the ship.
You're
Okay,
just
cool.
hauling ass. What do you want to do, Jake?
Same. I'm running.
All right, perfect. Which brings us to Dwayne Dunning.
Well, I'm not standing here all by my lonesome,
All
so
right.
I'm
run.
going to.
All right.
Using my fast and my slow action to run.
All right. Over your shoulder, you hear a lot of commotion behind you. The three creatures seem to have fallen on whatever the thing is you can't see, with a variety of. One of them is just hissing at it. Another one seems to take a swing with its nasty pointed tail at something that you guys can't see. Another one gnashes its teeth outward. You guys can make observation rolls if you want to. If you want more detail than that. Unless you have a reason why you really don't care.
Well, the reason I don't is that I'm running towards the ship as fast as I can, and I don't want to take my eyes off my path.
Okay. Well, that's a terrible panic, Jake.
That's part of my reason why I don't want to.
Yeah, let's try that again.
There we go. Max, roll your panic. Okay, holding it together. Jake, you did have 2 successes. When one of those 3 aliens did this slash with its tail, you heard a sound almost like it's striking metal. And when you kind of glance over your shoulder as you're running, there's a luminescent green splatter that flies through the air.
I'm just kind of under my breath. I hope Apollo is recording all of this.
Good luck with that.
All right, so we are going to come back to the next turn, which gets us up to Max Decker. Yeah, Max, you're down there at the airlock with the door open.
I am waiting, and are there any targets within the range of my weapon or no?
You've got the one with the motion tracker, so no, you're beyond the range of anything you could shoot at.
Okay. I'd like to fire up the motion tracker just to see if anything's out here besides the things we actually see.
Okay, make a power roll.
Mhm.
And I think that's a fast action. All right.
Okay.
So no, there's nothing within range of the motion tracker. All those aliens
Okay.
over there are outside of its range, and there's nothing within range.
Okay. All right. So I'm waiting for everybody to get on board so we can get out of here.
Okay. All right. So then we come around to the. I missed that, but that's okay. That's all right. Hold on 1 second. I need to make a move. The indistinct form suddenly becomes very distinct, and it extends this giant spear-like thing, and it attacks one of the aliens, which in and of itself is an alien. By the way, none of you have ever seen one of those before. You know what that means. Okay. And it stabs this spear straight through this one, which is already was wounded by Vickers' gunfire, and it just skewers it right through the midsection and kicks the body off of its spear.
Brutal.
And then those two aliens attack him. All right, very good. All right, so next turn we're up to Vickers. What would you like to do, Vickers? Vickers?
I forgot to unmute myself. Slow action to reload, fast action to just move back here,
Okay.
and now I'm 2 zones away. And I'm kind of just waving at people saying like go, 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 because I'm gonna take I don't know, I'll fall back and fall behind a bit as we move out.
All right. Rudy?
I think I'm just hauling ass at this point.
All right. So, one zone to get up with them, one more zone to get closer to the ship. That's fine. And then all this happens. The large, almost 8-foot tall alien with the giant spear attacks another one of the smaller aliens. God. And just absolutely skewers it neatly. I don't think it's going to survive that, but we're going to try. Where's its armor? There's its armor. Oh, no.
Oh, too bad for you.
Alright, so it is dead, but this one gets to attack him. Where's my... I'm getting used to this hostile sheet thing. It's, okay. The hostile sheet thing is pretty cool, Jesse. It makes my life a lot easier. I can just hit a button and it randomly does it and tells me everything, and that's it. I really like that. So the little one jumps and knocks the big one to the top of medical. That's all you guys can really see at that angle. All right, and that gets us to Dr. Roman. Dr. Roman?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Caught my attention there. All right. Yeah, I'm running for the ship. What is that? 3 more zones?
Yeah, if you expend both actions, you basically get to the ship, just not on it.
Okay, I would do that, and then I guess for next turn, just turn around with my machine gun and try to cover for whoever's still coming.
All right, very good. Sinclair, your turn.
I'm going to run for the ship, but I make sure to look around every now and again so that our ETCs can pick up, what's happening and save it to Apollo.
Okay, perfect. I'm good with that. Dwayne Dunning.
Book into the ship.
All right. And then it comes to these guys. It might do it, though. It might do it. It might do it. You never know.
Did it do it?
We're about to find out.
Oh my!
All right. You guys hear another one of those terrifying screams out behind you. And as you're all reaching up to the ship and getting to the ramp, you see is that giant alien up there. It stands up from the roof. It's again, you've never seen anything like this, and you guess it's bleeding. There's green luminescent fluid dripping from a couple spots on its body. It reaches over to its left wrist and then it disappears. All right, so everyone climbing aboard and
Yeah,
getting the
can we
hell
go
out.
now?
All right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
decon first.
Yeah, everyone's gonna have to decon except for Jim. Jim already deconned because he was right
Yeah.
there. So
Get us the
Jim
hell outta
can
here.
run to the bridge, I suppose.
That's where I'm going.
Yep. All
Let's
right.
get this hatch closed and F out of here.
All right. So they're deconning, and you're hitting. You're at the controls, and as you're taking off, I'll let you make it one last observation roll, Jim.
Okay.
Oh, look at you.
Look at you.
Yeah.
As you're taking off, you see coming into the courtyard 5 suited figures. And yeah, you're not that far away, and you did have 2 successes. Those suited figures, you can just barely make out on their helmets. Come on. You can just barely make out on their helmets the red star, which would indicate to you UPP, of course. And also, as you're beginning to, as you're lifting off and you see them, you swear for just a moment you saw a shimmer of movement as it crosses the roof, headed this way. And then you hit the thrusters and start heading off into the atmosphere.
Yep. Punching it.
All right. All right. You make it away safely. You are exiting the atmosphere and entering space.
Entering orbit first, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if it'll make a difference in this situation, but can I exit atmosphere the opposite side of the planet
Yeah, sure.
or moon that we're on from whatever the came with the dropship?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did the
Yeah.
sensors pick up any ships in orbit?
Yeah, there was the one ship in orbit, and we got the dropship. I'm assuming the dropship did not FTL on its own out here.
Yeah, there's no other ships in orbit except for yours.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, let's.
Can you check the sensors on that destroyer?
Yeah, actually, you probably should do that. Let's do the sensors. I don't know if I have to do observation for that, or no, that would be
Comtech, I thought.
contact. Yes.
+2 from Apollo, right?
Correct.
Actually got +2, and I got a bunch of bank Comtech. I don't know how the rules handle that. I have as much as 4, so it would be a 2 + 6. So I'll just say I'll use I'll do a 4 modifier. I'll keep 2. What's that?
All right. 1 success for your panic.
And -2 on that.
Oh, 9, you drop an item, whatever. It's not like you're running for your life right now. So, that Kremlin-class destroyer is still out there. It's about a half parsec away. It is not in FTL. It's in normal space.
So this dropship didn't come from that ship.
Unless it has, we haven't seen one like this before, unless it has FTL drive.
So there's another ship hiding in atmosphere somewhere?
Nothing the sensors pick up.
So it's cloaked.
Maybe.
I'm just trying to follow the logic here. This dropship can't FTL. Something dropped it off. The only ship that we know of that has FTL capabilities is still too far away to drop a dropship, correct?
Right, but we haven't seen this class of dropship before. You know, just like our shuttle has a FTL drive, maybe they have an FTL capable dropship.
Because I'm confused. I'm a little confused. The figures that came out of the ship have a UPP helmets on, but it's not a ship we've seen before. Doesn't mean that the UPP doesn't have plenty of ships we've never seen before. but that other thing that was fighting the mutated whatever they were, it's not a UPP thing.
I've never seen UPP soldiers with dreads.
I don't know what they're running into something. They probably don't know what they're running into. You know, we've got some time. Could we hang around in orbit and see how this plays out?
I don't know if we want to stick around here with that
Well, we've got nothing.
cruiser.
How,
We
how do we
collected the
satisfy our
spores, right?
How do we satisfy our contract?
Well, we've got spores,
we've got spores, and that's
and
it.
we have
No
a story.
samples.
I mean, what we saw is data of a sort. I mean,
right? It's intel
information. It's intel. It's pretty good intel. It's not what they want, but it's worth something.
We just basically confirmed that there's at least 2 alien species out there, in effect. So, and that's all recorded.
Exactly, and one of them is highly technologically advanced. The other one we know at least is armored, and we know it can, uses its tail as a pretty deadly weapon. I mean, these are important findings for sure. We're lucky to even be escaping with this information because we just fled from at least 3 separate threats.
Well, what I was kind of thinking is that destroyer is half a parsec. Did you say?
Correct.
So even if it jumps to FTL to come in, a half times 4 is 2 days.
Correct.
Yeah, they're faster than us.
Let me finish what I'm saying. I agree they're faster than us, but they're 2 days away. So we could hang around in orbit for a little while. Maybe these 3 entities are gonna put the hurt on each other.
So what happens if there's another ship, say, in orbit on
that we can't see?
Yeah, or just on the other side of the sun, hiding.
Well, there's always that.
So I'd rather get out of here before we get blown out of the sky.
And
okay, well, I'm not the boss. I'm not the boss.
I think I would support Bob's reasoning because ultimately I'm not sure what the advantage is to sticking around other than they would, even if they, well, I mean, I don't think there's any advantage because even if they destroy themselves, right, that ship is still coming. It's faster than us. It has long-range guns. Like, I think we're just sticking around for not much payoff.
If we stay, we're going to become collateral damage.
Okay. I was just thinking if they took each other out, we might be able to zip down and get some biological samples and zip out. Let them do all the dirty work, and then we take advantage of the blowed up smithereens.
I'm just worried that somebody's going to be the victor, and we will have to deal with that victor.
And we'll be the spoils?
Yeah, likely somebody's going to win. I don't think they're going to all wipe each other out, so there's nobody left. No aliens, no Russians. I think somebody's going to win, and then we'll have to deal with them. So I don't think we really want to do that.
Are our sensors such that if we were in orbit, we could get images from what's happening on the surface? Or?
No.
I don't think so.
No, we'd have to go down and fly over, and we really don't want to do that. If you fly over, people can shoot things at you.
Yes, they can.
All right.
I don't know. My vote is for safety of the ship and crew. But Captain, go ahead and make the call.
We should get the hell out of here, I think.
My power loader gone.
No, I wish we could get that.
That beautiful yellow power loader.
Beautiful yellow. Not a scratch on it. Gone.
I mean, you can always come back in about 2 or 3 weeks to get your power loader if you want to.
With about 700 other armed people, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, maybe if they're smart, they'll... All right. Well, anyway.
Well, I don't feel like we're going back empty-handed. We do have 1 sample, and we have our report. And I think our report is worth a lot.
Well, and did we get any video?
Yes.
So we have some pictures of these things.
Yeah, from what your suit helmet's caught. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And given that we've only got 2 minutes till our hard stop, I guess we ought to just go.
Yeah, that worked out well, huh? All right. Well, then that's a perfect place to stop. We'll when we come back, we'll have next week we'll have Max do his Comtech role to make sure he can program the FTL fine, and then we'll go from there.
All right. This is a good one.
I hope everything didn't advance too quickly.
I think
Just our stress level.
Yeah.
get back on the ship and crush up my nap relief.
Yeah.
Dr. Roman,
That's
are
a
you
good
supposed to be snorting that?
That's right.
I don't think anything that happened today is supposed to happen. So
As the medic on deck, yes, you can snort that.
That is an improved intake method.
That's
the
right.
appropriate term is insufflation. I'm sorry, I was off camera for a second. I'm actually trying to get this giant hornet out of my living room too.
Oh, geez.
It's
Okay.
not great.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll let you deal with that. Guys, next
All right.
week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Sounds
Ready
good.
for next week.
Next week.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you, everybody.
Marty.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you, Marty.
Thanks, Marty. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.